Hi, it's time to get started, y'all. Yes, welcome, freaking queer. Ew. Yes. Are you ready for the freaking queer edition of Ebony's Confessions? Yes, y'all. Come on in. Share this live. Share it. Yes. You know what time it is. Yes, welcome to the freaking queer edition of Ebony's Confessions. Share this live, share it out, honey. We are still going on. We are still doing the damn thing. So far, this festival has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for those who have been tuning in. This is the beginning of the Black Diaspora showcase here. We have people like Corinne Gann. We have the Black Diaries. We have readings by Danny. And we also have the wonderful, the talented, the magical Lucy Stool. Lucy Stool, y'all. Also, make sure that you are donating to Freaking Queer by going on Venmo and donating to PNQ Fest. Yes. Also, if you want to submit a confession, you can go to tinyurl.com/Ebony's Confessions. Yeah. Still the same thing, honey. Let me put this up there for y'all. Here you go. My drink of choice, only because a bitch is tired. Okay? This is my drink of choice. Boom. Cheers. Hey, Brian, what's going on? How's everyone doing? So, today I'm going to be reading some erotica. Yes, I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to be reading some nice little gay sex stories, because we love that. We love that, right? But you can also submit something, and I can read them in between. Once again, they are 100% anonymous. You can say whatever the hell you want. For those who are diehards, you know the deal. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in, and then I can get started. Hey, Diamond. What's going on, boo? Yes. All right. All right, let me pull up a story. By the way, I had my first live in-person Ebony's Confessions last night at Taboo, and it was really good. I appreciate everyone who came out for that. It was a nice, light crowd, but it was a nice crowd, and it was wonderful. I appreciated it, and I will be having more of them. Child, Mercury is in retrograde. I just had the story up, child. Let's see. Also, in the comments, tell me, what are you drinking? What are you eating? Hey, boo-boo, how are you? Just give me 1 second, y'all, and I can get started. Okay, here we go. Also, shout out to all of the Black, queer, trans, and non-binary people out there working hard throughout the summer and doing their damn things. And also the people that submitted their art to that. Excuse my sniffling. I have allergies. Don't get the wrong idea. But yes, shout out to everyone that submitted content this weekend. I really, really do appreciate it. I feel like during this quarantine and during this pandemic, I feel like it's really important for people to, have an outlet to express themselves, despite clubs opening back up. Some people want to have a home, an online base to go to. As I rant on and ramble on while I try to find this damn story I just had up. Good Lord have mercy. Let's take another coffee break. There we go. Just give me 2 more seconds and I can find the story. All right, here we go. Awesome. All right. Without further ado, here is one story called After the Concert. For her birthday, Claire's boss gave her concert tickets with backstage access, a gift that keeps on giving. Enjoy this erotic short story of simple celebration. Backstage pass, Claire, her boss has said. The singer is the hottest thing right now. I dare anyone to say I don't know how to give great gifts. That was yesterday. Being Saturday and her birthday, Claire had woken up wondering if she'd enjoy the concert. It did not disappoint. The musician, Troy, opened the stage and sang for his soul. Then he looked up and his eyes met Claire's. To Claire, it was like time had stopped in a few seconds and connected. When the concert ended, Claire showed her backstage pass and allowed access. She found Troy sitting alone in the room, strumming a soothing melody. Claire was content to just stand there and stare at his beautiful form, but he must have felt her eyes on his back because he looked up and smiled. "You're the lady on the front row," he said. "Yes, it's me." His eyes were so beautiful. Claire thought that she could get lost in their blue depths. "Your performance was everything," Claire said. "It made my birthday." "Today's your birthday." "Make a wish," Troy said. Claire didn't know if it was the way his t-shirt stretched tautly across his chest or the way his slim fingers strummed the guitar. But something made her say, I wish to be kissed right now. Toy dropped his guitar and went to Claire. The kiss was hot and passionate, her tongue seeking discovery. Claire gasped when his hand slipped under her blouse and snapped the front glass in her bra. Her breath caught as when he breathed a nipple and stroked it, while he ravaged her mouth, their breasts ragged and heavy. Claire reached for his t-shirt and pulled it over his head, and he returned the favor with her blouse. When he slipped a finger inside of her wet feet, she thought she would die from all that pleasure. Suddenly, Toy stood up and started removing his belt. His hardness pressed against the stiff material of his jeans. I want to bury myself in your sweet, moist core, Toy said as he had undressed. You're so beautiful. He sprang free and Claire's eyes grew wide. Troy was big. He pinned up against the wall and hooked one of her legs around his waist, and then he entered her in one determined thrust. He filled and stretched her as he pounded her while they were both standing up. He withdrew until he was barely in her before slamming into her dripping wetness. They were both panting now. Claire turned around and bent down and held her ankles, offering herself to him from the back. He held her waist and into her. Claire thought she would combust with pleasure. He reached under her and stroked her swollen clit as he thrust into her until Claire cried out. Then he pulled out again and helped Claire to an upright position. I want to feel you at yet another angle, he said. He lifted Claire as she wrapped her legs around his waist. She closed her eyes in ecstasy. He was buried deeper than she ever would have thought possible, and yet he held her in his arms while he stood upright. His thrust sleek and sharp, Claire's wetness massaged his velvety hardness as his quick thrust ravished her. He bent his head and caressed her hard nipples with his tongue. She couldn't take it anymore. A rainbow exploded in her vision. She trembled violently. You're so beautiful, baby, he said again. And he let out a guttural cry as his orgasm tore through his body. After they got dressed up, Toy said, happy birthday to you all over again. What are you doing tomorrow night? He asked her. Nothing, Claire smiled. Absolutely nothing. Ooh. Exactly. You go, Claire. You go, Claire. Yes. Yes. Did y'all like that? That was hot. That was really hot. All right. Let's see. Did y'all submit something? Let's see if y'all did. No, not yet. Come on, y'all. I know you got something to tell. I know you got something. Yes, yes, yes. Go to tinyurl.com/Ebony's Confessions and submit an anonymous story, or it could be a question. You know, it could be anything you want. Go and tell me your desire. Shoot your shot right now. But while we wait, I guess I can do another story. All right, this one is called Dogging Surprise. My name is Jeff, and I'm a father of two and a husband to an amazing man. My oldest daughter had just turned 18 and started dating. She was often leaving the house late and coming back early in the morning. Her mother and I spent many nights worrying about her and if she was safe. I had just turned 50, and my husband was 45 at this time. He had an amazing petite body. We decided to stop worrying about our daughter and get out the house and have fun. We started going out on dates again, and have been a long time since we enjoyed these. We went to plays, shows, and even started spicing up our sex life by visiting some strip clubs. Our sex life was out of control. We both couldn't get enough from each other, and the passion had never been stronger. One night after a great dinner, we went to the strip club, both horny and anxious, to see some gorgeous women. We spent the night both sliding singles into G-strings and cleavage. Eventually, after midnight, we left the club and headed to the car. My husband was all over me, sliding his hand up and down my leg and grabbing my cock through my pants. I told him we should head to the closest park and we could fool around in the car. He agreed that it would be fun. We drove to the closest that we knew of. We drove in expecting to find an empty parking lot at this time of night, and instead we were greeted by several cars also parked. Oh, this is getting hot. Let me cut this down. Curiously, we pulled in and parked as well. We got out of the car and looked around, but couldn't see anything. We did hear some talking in the distance. Over in the distance where the illuminated playground was, we could see some people and we heard it. Moaning. We could hear what sounded like someone having sex. Both of us in our slightly drunken and extremely horny state thought it was a great idea to wander over and see what was happening. We quietly walked up the trail to that area. Once we were close enough to see, clearly we were both shocked by the sight before us. There were several guys standing around what it looked like two guys in the middle of them, both with their shirts off, kneeling in their bra and panties. My husband leaned over and whispered in my ear, "Holy shit, I think this is an orgy or something." Excuse my allergies, y'all. I asked her if she wanted to leave, and she responded, "Hell no, this is hotter than the strip club." I agreed. We stood in the distance and enjoyed the show. We watched as the two guys took turns sucking on the guys' cocks, standing around them. My husband was rubbing my cock through my pants, and I reached over and slid my hand into his pants. His pussy was sweet and hot. This turning him on faster than I ever seen before. We were far enough away not to draw attention to us, but then we heard someone walking behind us from the parking lot. A young guy in his late 20s walked up and said to us, "You don't have to stand back there. You can get closer. Everyone's welcome." These two guys are horny freaks and sure put on a good show. He kept walking and joined in the crowd playing. We saw him take down his pants and slide his cock into one of the guys' mouths. He was jerking up two other guys while the other person started to thrust into his mouth. The other guy was now on his back. Several guys was groping at his bra-covered tits and throbbing his pussy. There were so many hands, and they were really getting rough with him, in which they only turned him on more. My husband took my hand and started to walk closer. I could tell that his horniness had taken over him. He was never this bold and much more reserved in situations. We walked up and stood in the outer ring of the crowd. I could now see that there were about 15 guys in total, and the two other guys in the middle and one other guy standing in the crowd. There was one guy behind him with his hands inside of his pants, clearly rubbing his pussy. My husband also noticed this and whispered to me, "I guess we're not the only couple here." That's when we saw the guy next to him slide his pants into his pants, hand into his pants. I told him, I guess he's cool with sharing him. He responded that it was hot. We went back to looking at the show in front of us. These two guys were gorgeous, both tight young bodies with a nice ass on both of them. The guy that was fucking the one dude's mouth pulled out of his mouth and walked over to the next guy laying on his back. That's when my husband and I saw his face for the first time. It was one of his kids. Oh God. We both froze. I can tell that he saw his face as well. Another guy approached him and pushed his cock into his mouth, and he started to bob his head up and down on it. We both didn't move. Not sure what to say, what to do. We just watched in shock in front of us happen. We watched as one of our 18-year-old kids jerked off 2 cops by some guy fucked his mouth. The guy next to me leaned over and said, "You should have seen him last week. I'd never seen a whore covered in more cum in my life." He must have gotten fucked at least by 15 different guys, and most of them cummed on him. Hearing this sent a shiver down my back, but to my surprise, it made me hot. Oh, this story is outrageous, child. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. That's enough of that story. Cheers, y'all. Y'all out of control. What the hell kind of stories y'all be putting out? All right, that's enough of that. All right now. All right. All right. Let's see if y'all have submitted something. All right, we got one. Let me get myself together. I gotta hydrate. So that was a short story that was submitted. That wasn't a confession. I'm accepting short stories now. That one was out of fucking pocket. All right, let's do this. All right, we have someone from West Philly, age 29, and a Cancer. And you said, "My partner and I are opening our relationship to be more poly. They were pushing for it, but now they're having a lot of problems with jealousy when I try to make dates. I cancel too at their best. I feel very open and communicative and remind them they are my primary. Should I shut down the idea of being poly or push through the jealousy and keep trying?" Interesting. I think that if your partners are going to be jealous of each other, I don't feel like it's going to work well. I feel like, a poly relationship should be 110% all around enthusiastic. Just like consent should be enthusiastic. The idea of a poly relationship should be enthusiastic all around, all across the board. And if you're canceling dates now, listen, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good from this point forward. So I would say maybe take things a little slow, or maybe get all of your partners together and talk through it. But yeah, don't push through no jealousy. Don't push through no jealousy. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Oh no. All right, let's see. Does y'all submit something else? We still got 30 more minutes. You can submit something down here at tinyurl.com/Ebony's Confessions. You can ask me a question. It could be anything you want. Also, for those who are watching Phreak and Queer, thank you so much. You can donate to us by tipping at PNQ Fest on Venmo. All of the proceeds goes to all of these amazing artists that have been busting the ass, working hard, and doing all the things to make sure that we have a lovely, lovely festival. We love to see it. All right. Until then, I think I'm going to read another story. Please, I hope it's not wild. I really do hope it's not wild. Let me pull this up. All right, I'm just going to read this one for now. There we go. This one is called My Teacher, Mrs. Goodwin. Mrs. Goodwin. When I was in junior high school, oh God, y'all, in the mid-1970s, the administration made the progressive move of making, on a trial basis, 2 of the 9th grade PE classes co-educational. All right, moving on. Y'all make me nervous. Y'all outrageous. All right, we have this one. This one is called Dark Garden. All right. I'm back at his doorstep, the place I've sworn I've never returned to many times. I feel dirty, ugly as I ring his bell, and uglier when he answers the door wearing nothing but a pair of baggy trousers. His feet are bare, his hair disheveled. He hasn't shaved in a while. He's not handsome or well-built, or even particularly well-hung. Worst of all, he has a laugh that makes me cringe. I do my very best to never make him laugh. Hey you, this is shady. Hey you, and gives me a grin. I don't know doesn't represent anything terribly witty or wry. A slow nausea brews in the pit of my stomach. The better part of me tells me to smile, apologize, and walk back down the street as fast as I can. I should go, but I never do. Hi. He pulls the door open wider. You look like you could need a good, hard fuck. The tone is casual, like anyone else might say. You look like you got caught in the rain, or you look cold. Knowing I won't answer, that I can't admit on it, he does what he always does. He shrugs, reaches around across the threshold, grabs my waist, and pulls me into the damp, dingy hallway that smells like cat piss. Jesus. He kissed the door closed and turns, pushing the air out of my lungs as the back hits shabbily plastic wall, and he's on me like something hungry. Hands tug my coat open. One paws at my breast through my shirt, and the other makes a wedge-shaped indent in my skirt. That's all it takes to ensure that I'm not going anywhere or change my mind now. Been a long time. You had me worried there for a while, he growled, pressing his forehead to mine. But I know it'll be back, because you need it, don't you? Greedy little pain slut. It always starts like this, so fast, so direct. There's no chatting about it, the weather, or offers of tea or drink. The ferocity of it floods my cunt. I worry about it soaking through the wool of my skirt, leaving a stain, but I press myself into him anyway. He's instantly hard, grinding his erection against my hip. Sometimes he doesn't wait for an answer, but this time he does. He wants something in lieu of the service he's about to provide. Say it, come on, you fucking little slut. Tell me how much you want it. All I can manage is a croak, but I touch my side of his face and move my head, sliding my cheeks against his. The whisker scrape against my skin as I nod. He's not settling for that. He pulls away, and that slap that hits my face and makes me gasp resolve into a mean, painful hole in my jaw. Say it, bitch. Yes. The slap wasn't hard, but it stings, and I already know that I'll have faint bruises where my skin stretches over my jawbone. I've left this man's house with a lot of marks, not scars. This proofs of a well-tended garden. Better, he said, releasing his hold on my chin, only to catch me around the neck and shove me, bodily, through the open door off the hallway. It's a bed sit with nowhere to sit. There's only a bed, which I'd never seen made, and a table and a TV. I had no idea what he does for a job or how he lives. I never cared and I don't care now. Shrugging off my coat, I drop it on the floor on top of my bag and turn to unbutton my blouse. Today he doesn't want to wait. The grip at my neck is gone and he pushes me hard. The flat of his palm planted in between my shoulder blades, face down into the bedclothes. The smell of him insects, his perhaps, or another woman's, maybe both. I wonder how long she's been gone, and I feel for the presence of lingering warmth without thinking about it. Before I can roll over, he's wrenching up the back of my skirt. Don't fucking move, he said, and then inhales. A few moments of silence thicken the atmosphere. You smell like cunt. His hands make a warm survey of my ass cheeks and skim down the backs of each thigh. I'm wearing stay-up stockings because the last time I was here, he destroyed an inexpensive pair of 10 Dernier pantyhose. This time I plan ahead. Outside the car, by along the wet road, its engines echoing through the canyon of white painted townhouses. The street is a mid-morning quiet, and the sound of his uneven breathing fills the room. That's how I know he likes the stockings. Next time, don't bother with the knickers, all right? The bed jostles as he climbs onto it, pressing one knee, pressing between my legs to part them. I lifted my head to look back at him. I want to tell him there is going to be no next time. That this is the last time. All right, I whimper instead. His hand shoots out, grabs a handful of my hair and forces my head, my face back down his rumpled linen. Don't, he growls, suddenly angry. Don't look at me. Even after the words have left his mouth, his other hand has pushed between his thighs, and his fingers are digging into the satin fabric at the front of my panties. He knows exactly how to make me raise my hips in avoidance of the pain, and he persists until I have to use my knees to gain some relief. Only when my ass has risen to the height he requires does he relent. The cruel big fingertips have been digging into the tender flesh, are suddenly replaced by a cupped, closed hand that smooths and squeezes until I want to gasp. You're so fucking ready for me, girl. I know I am. I consciously make myself say the words. At least I can do is avoid hypocrisy. Fuck yes. He knows a growing approval. He kneels close behind me. The fabric of his trousers is rough and scratchy on the exposed skin of my left upper thigh. Pressing closer, I can feel his erection against my ass cheeks as he teases himself, fully clothed against it. His hands slew sideways, and his fingertips curl underneath an inside leg of my panties, pulling across the side. Thick, blunt skim digits into my cunt, parching the swollen wet lips. It becomes impossible to stay still or quiet. Growling like an animal, I push my hips back. I want to feel something, anything inside me. But even as I do it, I know that he won't give me that right now. This is the game we play. I beg and he refuses. While one hand torments me, the other follows the line of my spine from my tailbone up the center of my back, dragging the hem of my silk blouse with it. I know what's coming. Even before his dripping fingers have withdrawn, I suddenly tense myself and my muscles. When the first blow comes, it's so fast, so sharp. I don't even have time to make a sound. Instinct locks my hips so my knees won't give out and my jaw clenches tight. I paid for my eagerness. His hands are wet and the sting is worse. If the smack hurts him, he doesn't let it show. Instead, he pauses, watching my skin turn crimson. Only when he does he hit me again. All right. The second slap is as hard as the first, and this time I yelp. The sound pleases him, and the cover cock pressed against my unslept cheek twitches. A few more hard spanks and the tears start, hot and wet, soaking into cheek under my face. I don't hold back. Sobs ascend from some riotous place in my belly. At first stale and hesitant, like something shut up in a closed space for too long. But then they emerge louder and freer with each successive burst of pain, as if every blow skitches away from a choking tendril. This is our transaction, the culling of my creeping, strangling vines of confusion for his love and pain as he inflicts in the process of culling them. When he's hurt enough, he stops. He's breathing labored, and he bends over my upturned ass and presses his lips and gets my burning skin. The heat of his mouth intensifies the sting, but at the same hand that beaten me returns between my legs to revel in the strange quirk of my nature. My cunt has also wept, so freely that the inside of my thighs are slick and the juices have soaked into the tops of my stockings. Want my cock? He murmurs against my seared flesh, lifting his mouth only to pull my sodden panties down my legs. I take a staggered lungful of air and nod. Yes, I do. He backs off to unzip himself. That's all he ever has to do because he never bothered with his underwear. Then he's back between my legs, sliding his thick, pulsating cock around the moist skin of my inner thighs. Well, that's good. I want your cunt. Or should I fuck your ass? This is always a question he asks while guiding himself in between the lips of my pussy. I never answer him, and for some reason, he never chooses my ass. That's a shame. That's a shame, y'all. Why would you do that? Perhaps because that's the location for pain, and now he's focused on pleasure. No, I never understood it, but I know with absolute certainty that it wouldn't matter what I said anyway. He'll choose the orifice he wants. And so he does, easing into me with surprisingly gentleness, considering what just had passed. Still, the penetration makes my cunt ache. I'm wound up, tight from the pain it takes my muscles a while to accommodate him. Instead of holding my hips, he reaches beneath with both hands, gripping the tops of my thighs in a way that forces my pelvis to spread. My inner architecture is changed, and he begins to thrust. A head against his cock pushes hard against the end of my passage. And again, there's pain deeper now. It gives birth to my guttural, strained noises that escapes my throat, even when the hurt leaves me breathless. My mind is solely focused on the way he swells inside me, the way his fingers dig into my thighs, the way his hot skin presses against mine, still smarting from the spanking. When I'm empty of all thought, when he's fucked the last existential angst-ridden worry from my skull, my body takes over. Chemicals stream from snaps to snaps and trigger a storm of mindless pleasure. My muscles obey, contracting like almonds and a warm current. I flood around his punishment and begin to orgasm. He speaks as I come, but the words are just so much noise. The mechanism that makes meaning is broken, and its place is gripped fists of blind, stupid bliss. And when the words fail him too, he grunts at my contractions, forcing his way through them, past them, hilting himself in the spasming flesh. He erupts with a jagged exhalation. Slut, he whispers. Once he caught his breath, he reaches down and tries to brush the hair of my upturned cheek. Strands of it are caught in the streaks of tears. He picks them away with a strange, precise delicacy. Even as he does this, a few thorny tendrils of abstract anxiety slither back into my consciousness. I give a hollow laugh tinged with weary triumph. Today, they can't win. He'll cut them all back to the root, one by one. When he pulls out of me and lets me curl up on my side, still mostly dressed, he asks the question he always asks. More? Yes, please. It will start again in some new place. He always finds the best locus of torment for the occasion. He's an expert. I don't love him or even like him, and for many weeks, I can pretend that my interior garden is beautiful and colorful and doesn't need weeding, but it never lasts. He tends my dark garden with a skill like no one else. That's why I promise myself, each time I leave, that I'll never return, and I always do. Look at the sky. Woo! What does y'all think? Oh, Lord. That was beautiful. First of all, that whole story was very visceral. Like, I can smell it, I can feel it, and I can visualize it. It's very grimy. It's very bike stop. I live for it. All right. Let's see if any of y'all submitted anything else for tonight. And yes, I did. All right. We have someone from Philadelphia, age 34, and a Scorpio. All right. Oh, this is a story, bitch. All right, here we go. I had an audience when I had my first sexual experience. I was at a very large hotel party in Atlantic City. I brought about 100 vodka jello shots, and the sink was filled with liquor, beer, and now jello shots. Cannabis and other recreational drugs were also present, so this party was going to be wild. I was in a hotel suite, so it was a very big room with a giant hot tub and a mirror on the ceiling and 2 different bathrooms. So a room filled with 20 people drinking, dancing, full-on partying. One girl was carried back from another party down the hall. One girl peed on the guy while they slept. The hot tub was filled with twinks and their besties. There were a gay threesome in a small bathroom. A straight couple kicked out everyone at one point just to fuck under the mirror. You get the picture. I was a young queer thing who never fucked anyone. And there was a femme there who had expressed a lot of interest in me. So I'm blasted, beyond blasted. And she comes out of nowhere, at one point, with 2 shots of tequila, salt, and limes. She sat on my lap after flirting with me all night and said, "Take this shot." I said, "No, I'm stoned and I'm drunk. That would never put me over the edge." She sits deeper in my lap and says, "If you take this shot, I'll show you my tits." Now I'm a weak boy and I love titties, so I said, "Yep," and took the shot. We went into the bedroom, post-straight people fucking, where a speech was made that started with 4 scored and 1 was a threesome. And she kicked everyone out to make out with me. And that was, about an hour later, she convinces me to meet her in the tiny bathroom to smoke more weed. And I love smoking weed, so I followed. And that led into a whole lot of fucking over that tiny bathroom. A+ first time for sure. 5 years after this, I found out from her that we had friends listening to us and cheering outside the door. I had no idea. I'm a hyper-focused kind of man, so had no idea someone, let alone 3 folks, was cheering our fucking on. Wow, hotel parties. You gotta love them. Wild. Oh my goodness. Cheers to that. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, that's all I have for you for tonight. But the festival is not over. All right. I'm going to tell y'all about a few things that's going on this weekend. First off, this whole block is a wow. What a great first time. Exactly. That's a great first time. Seriously. All right, y'all. First off, this segment of the show, hosted by me, so I'm just going to keep going, um, has so many amazing artists, and I just want everyone to definitely give this live a share. Okay, this will be going on for the rest of the night. We're not taking any more breaks. It's just going to go straight through. And I have to say, I love this community. I really do. So, I want y'all to do me a favor real quick. I want y'all to take this live and share the fuck out of it. Share it to every group on Facebook. Share it to your pages. Send links to your friends. I want to see this night hat. It is filled with amazing Black queer artists, including Lucy motherfucking Stool. Are you kidding me? Like Lucy Stool? First off, Lucy Stool, when I heard about that name, I was like, oh, well, excuse me, with the clever names. But then, child, I'm going to talk about this more later, and hopefully, she'll be listening. Lucy Stool is a fucking snack. A snack, okay? When I saw Lucy Stool at the Black Town Hall in Chicago, I was like, all right, Zaddy. All right. You looking all right underneath them lingerie, okay? Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your support, y'all. You told me to shoot my shot. Listen, I'm just kidding. I'm like very happily partnered and everything, but listen. It, if it was open, child, I'll be going to Chicago and I'll be like, Lucy Stool, what's up? What's up, boo? I'm gonna stop rambling. Also, other than that, we do have the Black Diaries. We recorded that earlier in the week, and we are going to be talking about a lot of shit. All right, a lot of shit. So, for those who are very familiar with the Philly scene, there's a lot of tea to spill. Also, we have Danny, who's going to be reading more erotica, but is her own personal erotica. And trust and believe, she's fucking stunning. And her stories are going to make you sweat, okay? They do this wonderful reading with Cunify. Shout out to Cunify, our sibling organization. And they do a number of queer readings and eroticas, and I've done one before, and it's amazing. You should check them out. You should follow Cunify anyway. Cunify is an amazing organization that does a lot of amazing queer events. They focus on sober people who attend their parties. Before the pandemic, if you were sober, a sober buddy, you got in the party for like $3 for a lot of their events, which is wonderful. We need a lot more for that. Yes, there's facebook.com/Cunify Yes. And Kareem DeAnt, Miss Philadelphia Leather. Shout out to them too. Out here killing it. And also selling $5 fish platters. You motherfucking work. Yes. All right, I think I'm going to introduce the next show. But first, I want everyone right now, share this live. Share it. Also, donate donate, donate, donate. We are trying to make up to 5K, and that will help take care of all of these artists so well. During the pandemic, I feel like it's extremely important for artists to still survive. And, I'm back out there, performing in person, but not everyone is comfortable doing that. But, if these motherfuckers can't give us money, we can crowdfund and we can still do our art and we can still get paid what we deserve, okay? I believe that artists should get paid what they deserve. Despite of anybody saying they don't do it for the money, you may not think you want to do it for the money, but honey, I'm going to make sure that you get what you worth anyway, bitch. So share this live, promote, and tell people to donate to our Venmo at PNQ Fest. That is Venmo at PNQ Fest. Share this to a bunch of groups, please. I'm going to give y'all a second to do that. We need more than 5-6 people up in here. Come on in, come on in. There we go. All right, without further ado, let me stop talking and shit. I am going to bring on our next portion of the show. And this show started with Sir Donitz, doing a live video while they were painting and was talking about racism in the drag community. And Vinchelle also had a weekly show called The Black Diaries where she featured different performers and drag performers every single week. So Vinchelle decided to merge the ideas together by having a weekly panel of Black entertainers and Black performers. And we all were just talking, kikiing, and sharing our grievances about the racism, the transphobia, the queerphobia, the fatphobia, the colorism of the drag and performance entertainment communities in the city. And honestly, with this pandemic being a blessing and a curse, this panel promoted us to all to come together and write a list of demands for the community to end microaggressions and racism and unfair casting practices in our shows and in our events. And that Black Queer Philly Town Hall garnered thousands, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views and has changed the scope of the Philly nightlife scene forever. I am so proud of everyone who's been involved in this show, and I am so proud of Vinchelle for keeping this going, and I am super happy to be a part of it. They've been taking a little bit of a break, but they decided to have a little special one for us. Without further ado, I present to you a very special edition of the Black Diaries.
I know it's a serious moment right now, but if you want to do a Paula's Life Matters fundraiser, I'm here for it.
Turn up the music. Turn up the music. Yeah. Turn up the music. Turn up the music. Yeah. Turn up the music. Turn up the music. Yeah. Turn up the music. Turn up the music. Yeah.
Who says it? I'm gonna be honest with you. I say it sometimes.
I say it every day. It's time today. It's many motherfucking times I went. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very, very special Black Diaries here for the Phreak and Queer Festival. I am so excited because we have not been together for quite a bit. Of course, as y'all know, season 1 ended earlier, within like in late September. So I'm really excited that we are here with you all tonight, and I have some news about season 2 coming up soon. But before we go on, let me go ahead and introduce to you my very fabulous and lovely and sexy panel. On today's panel, we have the lovely Kareem the Honey Mixed Leather 2020.
Yes, hi everybody. It's good to be back home.
I know. And of course, we have everyone's favorite, the one and the only Miss Peaches. Yes. Bearded beauty, honey. Okay, I know that's right. Giving us trade, honey. All right, and then we also. And speaking of giving us trade, look at my drag daughter down there. Make some Paula Dean White is up in here. Yes.
I do what I can.
Oh, the voice got lower. I see. Hey, bro. And of course, not syrup. You know what? Speaking of being sweet, we have the sweet, the lovely, the sexy Delilah Mazzani Cristal is with us here tonight. Yes.
Hi.
And of course, we would not have a Black Diaries without the one and the only icon, Ebony Fias, honey. Yes.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. So I am so excited, y'all. This is just I'm so happy to be back. Just like what Kareem said, I feel like I'm back at home, even though I technically am at home. And I'm so excited to be here with you all. Now, before we get into the little deep dive, I want everyone to go around. I kind of just want to do a checkup because I know that a lot of us have been doing a lot of good things around, and a lot of us have been performing and stuff. So I just want to check up on everybody and see how everyone's doing and how everyone's feeling right now. So Kareem, start with you.
So I actually am starting to perform again. I have the Phreak and Queer Festival. My set will be Saturday, I believe. And I'm really excited. I worked really hard on this one, and it's going to be a real treat, performing a couple of my own original stuff and also a couple covers. And I'm going to be looking sickening as Diamond and Pearl. I'm in a better mental health space. I was struggling for the past couple weeks with my mental health and being very depressed and having a little bit of suicidal ideation and whatnot. But we're in a better headspace today. We're just going to keep on punching forward, and I have my fam always in the background cheering me on. So I want to thank everybody for their support and love for the past couple weeks for those that have been there.
I love to hear that, and I'm glad that you're doing much better. Peaches, now I know Peaches, you've been taking a little hiatus from drag. That hurts my heart. I've been trying to book Peaches for all these shows, and Peaches is like, child. Peaches is like, child, I'll come back later. Hit me up for the next one. And I'm like, but it is the next one. But I know that you're coming back soon. But I know that what, I always say this to anybody: whenever you want to take a break, whenever you feel the need to take a break, do that for yourself, because don't feel pressure to keep going for anybody. I know sometimes I feel pressure to keep going, and I want to even take a break, and I don't even do that for myself. So I applaud anybody who does take a break. So Peaches, how have you been?
Honestly, I'm better than ever. I took a break. I decided in June that I just needed to rest. For me, personal reasons, I just needed to get my mental health together. I needed to get my health together, and that was the main thing, because I didn't have that. With drag, you don't have that balance. You're drinking, you're eating late, and it was just I needed that balance, because at the end of the day, my health is the most important thing. So I push drag aside, and I had to focus on me, because you need to focus on you sometimes. And you can't please everyone. And that's what I had to, have a talk to myself about. You cannot please everyone. And I've disappointed some people, but, I'm going to come back, stronger, better than ever. So it's been, since drag, it's been about since June, but in person, it's been since March. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. I mean, of course, I've been doing wigs in between.
I would say, yeah, your wig business is doing great. You know, I wear your wigs almost every gig now. So.
Anytime I see anybody wear a wig, I get excited. But so I think I had that balance down pat now, and that's why I'm agreeing to go back into drag. Because honestly, like I said, I come first regardless. And, you know, drag is always going to be there. So I think it's good to have that understanding.
So, drag daughter Paula, I have been working with you quite a bit. How have you been doing?
Oh dear. Now it's been valleys and peaks. I've been up and down, and not in a good way. But yeah, I was, as most of you know, I've been furloughed from my money making job. I was a flight attendant for the past 5 years, and they were like, "We can't afford you no more." So. Put me on the back burner, and that could last anywhere, I think, up to 5 years. So I've been job searching. I do have a part-time job, but it is not all set in stone yet. So I'm waiting to make an announcement about that. And because I don't have the day job anymore and that things are starting to open back up, I have jam-packed my schedule with performances. I'm doing performances. I am doing live shows. I'm looking for part-time work. I've been doing like private book shows digitally. I've done some consulting work recently. I did a lot of the casting for the recent Outfest digital show.
Which was a great show. Thank you. You did a fantastic job. And now we have the lovely Delilah Mazzani Crystal. How you doing, boo?
Yo, what's going on? Like, it's good to see y'all and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing good, you know.
Yeah, you've been performing a lot, I see.
I have. Yeah, first of all, I didn't know exactly what I would be doing with COVID, but dare I say, with my video work and just some of the things I've been getting into lately, I've become sort of a sex symbol.
Baby, the video.
So everything is working out great, and I'm in a place now where I'm comfortable with myself. Like, I finally gained the weight that I wanted, but also I'm just
me too, but not that I wanted.
Like, I can finally say that I'm a B cup now.
Okay.
So I'm living in that reality now, and I'm happy. I'm good.
And now, of course, we're going to end this little section off with the one and the only Icon Ebony Fears, probably one of the busiest ones.
Yes.
Icon, talk about how are you doing? Checking in on you. I know you're doing so many good things.
What day is it?
It's Saturday.
Ever since, the world started opening back up, I became a board member of the William Wade Community Center. I am an event and casting director for Bird Events at Taboo Lobster Sports Bar. And also I put together this wonderful festival once again for Phreak Queer Festival. So it's been in person, online. Other than that, all the in-person shows have been doing well, really well actually, way better than I thought. And we have a bunch of amazing new shows coming up.
Well, let's just say that we are so excited for all of that, and I know that you'll be doing a lot of great stuff, and I love that. And I thank you for being here with us. So I now want to go ahead and get to some good topics. Our first topic has been something that's been going on recently. I've been seeing it a lot online, and I've been seeing it. What are you writing down, Paula?
Taking notes.
So I've been seeing this from a lot of different statuses. We've even chatted about it in our group chat a little bit, and I would like to talk about casting shows fairly in Philadelphia. As we've seen, we've talked that we had a huge town hall in June, June 30th to be exact. And now it is October. So we're well past the town hall now, and we're almost towards a new year. And crazy enough to think about like that. there's still a lot of tokenism out there. Let's just say that, and there's still a lot of non-Black performers getting opportunities, and there's still a lot of shows where the producers or the hosts are not even having Black people at all. But there's been people going back and forth about that. Lots of different opinions on that. So I would love to hear what you all think about what's going on in Philly and how the casting should be more fair. Icon?
So when we were talking about a certain situation where it's one Asian person get casted in the show, what people don't understand is that it's a common practice for people to diversify a show. Usually Black people get skipped over. We all know this. We talked about this until we're blue in the face. But the most common practice with diversity is people tend to hire, Asian folks and lighter skinned Latinx folks instead of Black folks. So when people throw around, oh, there's a POC in this cast, it's kind of like, we didn't say POC, we said Black. And I just don't understand what's not clicking here.
Yeah.
The issue is even if POC, the issue is casting Black people. Black people don't get casted enough.
Because it was called the Black Town Hall. Like that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kareem. I know what you were going to say something.
Yeah. So to piggyback on that too, like I've seen instances where people have like casted light-skinned Black people, and then like with a white cast. And although that's casting a Black person, you also start running into the colorism thing, which means that, okay, you obviously are looking for some, like a cast with European looks. And now we know that colorism is a form of like racism in a sense. So now we have to look at that as well. So like, although we also have to look at the colorism that also goes on with that situation as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to posit that we think about the resolution for this. Because I feel like a lot of people play ignorant because no one has, like in their head, no one has told them how to do this adequately or in the right way. And it's like, yeah, we don't want you to just go out and say, okay, that's 3 dark-skinned bitches, let me put them in the show. That's not what the goal is. The goal, like, we do want your show to be successful. We want you to have good talent. But the fact is, you need to do the work to find that good talent and not just depend on your friends or not just post randomly on your page, like to say, I'm doing this show. Okay. And if you have a cast or a pool of people that you pull from already, and you're noticing that, oh shit, I'm in a city that's like, I want to say like 40 something to 50% Black. And my pool of people that I'm pulling from is only 20% Black. How is that possible with all these performers of color of various shades, of various different aesthetics and styles, different gender expressions, like everything? I just wanted us to, what are you all's solutions for that? For me, I personally just think it's legwork. You find the people and make your pool bigger, and then do what we said in the town hall, like forcing yourself to put inclusivity into your show. So go ahead.
I think that's the problem. People are not willing to do the legwork.
Yeah.
And you can repeat the same damn thing over and over again. Some of these people were in this town hall, and you're repeating the same exact mistakes when we aired out the grievances on a large platform in front of your peers. So now you're looking crazy. You're not only now hurting your reputation, you're now losing credibility in the community for like holding yourself accountable for things that people have been pointing out. I feel like people are just very lazy. They don't want to do the work. And that's just point blank simple. And I don't know what else to offer in as a I don't know how else we can spell it out for these people. Sometimes.
Right. If you want to be a producer and you want to put on these shows, you're going to have to do the legwork. You're going to have to acknowledge that there are, you know, more than your 3 Black friends or more than your 3 other POC friends that you have. There are a lot of different POC and Black performers in the city. And if you want to be this big, bad performer, I work every damn day, well, then maybe you should do the legwork and maybe you should really do the work. And instead of holding open calls or all that kind of stuff, actually do the work and book and start booking, paying people. Okay, don't think just because you book one new Black queen that you are a saint. And I don't like the excuse of, oh well, they have booked Black queens before, they have booked Black entertainers before. We're talking about currently, and it's like right now there is a lot of different shows that this particular person has been putting on, and it's been like, well, there's no Black people. And I know there are people of color in the show, but there's no Black people in the show. And I think that when they got called to the Black Town Hall, it's that. And like, they can't sit up here and say, I don't know any Black entertainers. That is crazy. I mean, that is insane. So really, to answer your question, Paula, it's like it's all about doing the work. And it's all about not being lazy. And it's all about really reaching out and trying to find true entertainment instead of relying on certain people or other things. You know, I understand you might not like everybody, and that's totally fine. I don't care which way enough to get booked by this person. However, if there are other Black entertainers that should be getting booked and that aren't, and that have not.
Yeah, and I would say if this person were to straight up say, well, I reached out to, and then list every Black entertainer in Philly, and they actually did that, and everyone turned them down, that's a whole completely different story.
I don't think anyone,
That's not the case. That's not what's happening. Like, you're not reaching out to people. You're pulling from your same pool of friends that you were pulling from before. So,
but like also, people have been casting diversely for a long time. If you go to shows like at the Victoria Free House, or other shows around that's not in the neighborhood, I know so many producers have always been like, okay, this cast is too white. We need more Black people. We need more POC. So it's not that hard, and it's not anything new to just be like, you need to mix it up a little bit. Also, again, when people say POC, it gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves because we did not say POC. We said Black.
This is true. No, this is true. It, like, honestly, to not sound like immature about it, but like even going back to like the apps on Grindr and stuff, at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, POC and Black, the white passing POC will get hit up more than the Black person, and that's just that is what it is. Like, it's a fact. I've seen it. It's happened to me several times with my other non-Black friends, and it's like it's the case. So just go in there. So you're right, Icon. It's like we're saying Black. We are saying Black, and to have not one Black person in your show after all of this,
no.
I mean, it's insane to me. It's insane to me.
I will say I did not. I know the instance that we're referring to. I know the statuses, but I did not read all those comments and stuff. Like, I glanced, and I was like, whatever. It's the same. Like, I knew who the culprit was. I knew what the event. Like, I didn't have to look into it anymore. Like, it's the same thing happening over and over again. And it's like, I saw one comment that probably reinforced that for me to not read anything else. But it was just like, in the past, this person has done X, Y, and Z. And I was like, or I think, I don't know, I might be mixing this up, or that person's a good person. Ain't nobody say nothing about this person being a bad person or a good person. We said that they actively did not book Black people. So, like, I didn't say this person is bad for doing this. I just said this is something I'm noticing, and the action is bad.
These people that get confronted with it, don't be getting defensive. Stop getting defensive. It looks so stupid. Well, I do this, I do that. Just book Black people. Shut up. Book Black people. That's all you have to do. There's no like I did before. There's no like I will later. There is just do it now, and then we'll shut the fuck up. It's very simple. At the end of the day, we're a lot of us and a lot of the Black entertainers in the city. We are very much so. Don't start, none won't be none. And if you start some bullshit, we are going to be about that bullshit and end it for you. So my thing is like. He's very much so Candy Bird. Yeah, okay. So I was like, I fly above all the drama, but like, I just like, it really is sad that it's like they get defensive and then they want to say something like, oh well, there's a lot of people that's not booking people over 50 in the shows and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay. This is not the gaslighting and that's a typical. Speaking of housewives, that is the typical housewives move. Is that when someone is typical Nene, typical housewives. When someone gets attacked, they straight up and they go and they try to get you back for something. It's like for example, they're like, well, Benchell, I don't like the way you said this to me. Well, I don't like when you did this 2 years ago. So it was like it's not gonna be the case. So.
I was like, if we're all doing bad stuff, then you should have said something before this moment. Like,
right.
Like yours has been brought to your attention.
Like, why bring it up now?
And I don't think that we would be getting so hype about it if we did not have a full ass town hall or anything about it. But like, we literally had a full town hall, called them in. Yes, I maybe share grievances about myself and other things, but I think the whole message of the town hall was to not push the Black folks aside. And when I see comments like, well, they have this person in the show. Yeah, having that lovely Asian drag queen in the show is lovely, and that's no shade to them. But where are the Black folks at? Are they represented in the show? Are they in the show? No.
It should be default. It shouldn't be, oh, I did this once. Congratulations. There's a lot of other Black performers for you to be doing this consistently. And that goes
the pool is big enough.
To sum this section up, I definitely think that all in all, I would just hope that people really, really, really take what we're saying seriously. I know a lot of us aren't playing any games. A lot of us are being really honest and open about it. And I'm loving seeing that all of us have been giving opportunities and performing. So I don't think it's necessarily affecting us per se, but it is affecting our people. And it is affecting us, because if you're not going to book any Black people for your show, it's going to be a reflection. And I know that it has to do with some of the clientele that they have in their crowd, because the clientele don't even like Black folks. And that's just being real. I know one of the and that's just being real. When you do a show at a place where when you're with all these people in South Philly, they're not going to be featuring no Black person. They'll love a Latina, but they ain't going to like no Megan Thee Stallion type, Nicki type shit. They'll love that. They'll love J-Lo, but they won't feature Nicki. And that's literally what it is.
The other thing that has got to stop is defending these people that can defend themselves.
Okay, hold on. Yes, time out. We're not gonna move on. We're gonna stay right here. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care who defends anybody. Black people out there, do not stop defending this kind of behavior. Black people. I don't care about anybody else defending them. They're going to defend them. I go on Facebook and I see videos of people defending Trump all the time. White folks defending Trump. I see that. Defend who you want. Defend your bestie, boo. But Black folks, y'all really, 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 Black performers in Philly, stop going online defending these people. Stop defending scam artists and stop defending people who don't support Black people. Don't do all that. Like, it's not, and it really pains me when I see these Black people go against us. Do not go against us when you are Black, y'all. Come on now. We're supposed to be in this together.
If we were saying something that was completely, like, if the behavior was something like, oh, I don't like that person drank 2 drinks during their number. Like, that's something that's a personal choice. Like, this is what we're having an issue with, is not something that's supposed to be, oh, it's okay for them to do that. Like
microaggressions.
Yeah, it's like everything that we have an issue with or that have voiced an opinion about, it's something to better the community, not to better our own individual like voices or whatever. So to go against that, you're literally saying, I don't care about what y'all are saying. I don't get that. I don't see that part. I just see that you're attacking my friend, or you're attacking someone who has booked me in the past or who might book me in the future. Like that's a selfish way to go about it.
If you think the other way, that person wouldn't defend you at all. If you were that person would not defend you. So now you look stupid because you're defending someone who wouldn't even think twice to defend you. They would probably like the status or keep post notifications on to see the drama, but they're not going to defend you. So like, stop it. Like,
they don't give two shits.
I'm not defending any white person unless they need to be defended. But like,
yeah,
something good. But
yeah. And another thing is like, I often think about these situations, and I think about how like some drag queens perform for kids and stuff like that. So y'all reading for kids, or like, you know, doing like drag stories. And I'm thinking like, so what example would you be setting for these kids if they found out that you were doing some of this stuff behind the scenes? Like, what, like, are you really a good role model for these kids? Like, let's be real about this. You're actively practicing microaggressions and
bigotry.
Whatnot, and bigotry in front, like behind the scenes. Like, you're basically being, you know, fake and two-faced.
Yeah.
And you're setting a bad example for these kids and not a good example.
I also think what Peaches said was 100% true. They're not going to be on your. They're not going to be on your side when you are struggling. And not only that, half the time, some of these people that are defending them, they weren't booking them pre-pandemic, so they want to book them now because it looks good. You know, we had Black June, and after Black June, people wanted to start hitting us up and booking us and be like, "Oh my God, you're my favorite." But before Black June, you didn't even see they weren't even being featured, and because they were booking shows way before the pandemic, and now all of a sudden they get booked for 2 shows, and you want to defend and stuff. Don't do that. And that goes for a lot. That's not just anyone watching. That is not just one person. That's actually quite a few people. Let's go back to the original plan. Come back home. I want to say that. Come back home. Come back home, because it's like you're not really understanding what's happening.
But at the same time, you cannot help people who cannot help themselves.
Amen.
Yeah,
and there's some people that I wash my hands of, and I hate to say, and when I say that, because I know people get upset when I say that, it's not like I'm done with them or I hate them. It's just more so I see who they are, and I can't keep trying to help.
They don't want to be helped. Some people don't want the help.
Yeah, they just want to be they don't mind being tokenized.
You can't force help.
They don't mind being the help.
You know what?
They want to be the help. They don't want the help. They
don't
want
want
to be the help.
And dear. A lot of people that warn me about like you know, X, Y, and Z, and then you know I learned, and you know, sometimes it's a learning experience. Sometimes people just have to learn for themselves.
You do.
And I wish, you know, any and everyone in this community the best of luck, but sometimes you got to let them have their space to learn.
That's a great little segue for our next topic. I would like to talk about the change in the performance scene since we have opened back up. How do y'all feel now that we are back doing shows?
I am excited because, you know, we can't collect dollars, you know, because of, you know, germs and everything. So I will say that I am excited because, you know, when I do plan out my performance, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this at this time, I'm gonna do this at this time. So I feel like this is the time where I'm like, okay, I can do everything because I don't need to collect dollars from y'all.
Yes.
So this is my tip for anyone who's going out there, because I have performed at 3 different venues since things opened back up, thanks to lovely people, some here, some not here, but yeah. But yes, Vinchell booked me at Woody's, and like they said, or like she said, it is, you're behind a plexiglass, you're in a box on a stage, more than 6 feet away from people. So you don't have to wear a mask. You just are in your box. You're just doing what you're doing. I will say know the venue and ask questions. Because it's different for everywhere, because even the regulations are so new and like are interpreted differently based off the venue. Because I know for Woody's, and jocks, they were like, no cash tips at all. For taboo, they're like, a designated person is collecting cash tips. So it really is ask questions, know what you're getting into, and then also know from the CDC standards and guidelines for yourself. Don't expect other people to know it and handle it for you. Know your venue, know what the CDC guidelines are, and then also practice. But I say that with everyone. Like, you can practice in your house with a face mask on to know how it's gonna, do, just to see.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
With our shows, we use a plastic face mask and a shield. Of course, if you're high up on stage, we do give people the option to just wear a shield, just in case they feel like they can't breathe regularly. But like at the same time, like if you're high up on stage, you get separated from people. That's a whole different story. There is a anti-fog spray you can get from Amazon. It works for glasses, usually like eyeglasses and stuff. But like if you're wearing a shield or like a plastic face mask to worry about fogging, that like a little goes a long way, and you wipe it, and it literally like prevents fog. And actually prevents like condensation in that whole area. But it was nasty. The first day back, like, we were all sweating and like bitten. It was like
hyperventilating, bitch.
Breath, makeup. Delilah's mask was like covered and all that. It was
this was my mask.
I remember my first time back with the mat, with that face shield. I was like, "How?" It was such a. I think my very first show back was at a brunch, and we were on like gravel. So that was already one thing. Poor Poochie was wearing stilettos. I was like, I wore flats boots. I said, you got me all the way messed up. But I remember that, and I remember like the wind hitting me, because I was like, oh, it's far away from my face. I can still be cute. But the wind kept hitting me, and all you saw was like my lips. And so I was like, well, I was like, girl. So that's when I realized I could start doing numbers I didn't know all the way, and I could just real quick and just, But I will say though, it's been very different being back. Obviously, I mean, you know what? I realized though something throughout this is that I don't really care for collecting dollars anymore. If that makes any sense, I feel like it makes me look cheap. I feel cheap, and like I'm gonna say this. This is coming from me, who's someone who always was being like, and I always would grab dollars, and so I would grab dollars so much that I wouldn't even really be performing. And I realized some of that when especially at the big brunches or the big shows I would specifically focus on grabbing tips. I would not plan, like how Peach said, I would not plan out this beat here, this hit here. I would just go around and collect. And also I realized that it makes me look beggy, because some queens now are holding up buckets and stuff and going around with it. I just don't like that look. As a black person, I don't like going around to a bunch of white folks with the bucket, like asking for. I don't know why. It just doesn't sit well with my soul. So I'm just like, I don't want to do stuff like that.
I want to say that I am cheap, and I do need your money. My Venmo is down below.
I need money too, by the way.
But also, oh shit, what was I saying? No, that's why. Coming back to this new type of performance, I love it. I have pretty intense social anxieties. That's what, at the very beginning, when I was talking about stuff, like, it's weird because people are like, how are you a performer? I love performing. I love being in front of the crowd. I have done it since I was 5. Like, I've been in choirs, I've been in everything. I've done speeches and whatnot. I love being in front of people. I love audience interaction. But I never, ever liked actually being that close to people. And I never liked touching tips. For me, this new style with digital tipping and stuff, I love it. I get to focus on the performance. Like you're saying, you don't have to focus on grabbing tips. You don't have to focus on getting to that side of the room. Like, you can focus specifically on what is my performance. So
we're entertainers, so it's really, really nice to entertain. And
I'm gonna say, I really just want to say that, like, I mean, when it comes to tips for me, while I do like respect everybody's like wishes and how they choose to receive money, I'm a stripper hoe at heart. So I like to see digital and paper money. Like it's just, and I genuinely feel that it's just no better feeling than when I'm doing a hair whip or when my feet are just like this, like apart, or I'm just doing something. I'm just going off on stage and somebody just making it rain. Like it's no.
Well, yeah, making it rain is definitely. I'm talking about more so like grabbing, but making it rain. I will still allow that. Anybody out there, you can definitely do that.
Like
Make it rain with Venmo.
Though, like, I really miss one of my favorite things about performing is audience interaction. I love feeling the energy in the room. I love connecting with people, and I love like dancing with people. For me, it is my favorite part of that. And like in any performance, you will always see me. I turn the party. I like, going into the crowd and making people dance with me. I do miss that aspect, but like I do understand what you're saying with like, worrying about collecting tips and worrying about, if somebody doesn't have tips or whatever, you kind of, it alters your performance.
Yeah.
And high up on stage and you're around people who are just sitting down and enjoying you. It's such a different experience. It's just like people are at a dinner and a show and they're watching you. And it's so sophisticated, chic. I love that.
So I think my experience is a little different because I'm a live singer. So with I can wear a mask. It's difficult, and that's why I practice, because if I'm going to be performing and live singing, I want to make sure that I am able to perform with the mask on and making sure that I'm able to vocalize whatever I need to vocalize, because it is difficult because sometimes the mask is caught in your mouth and whatnot. So but it's difficult. Like it has been a challenge for me to get used to, but I'm looking forward to, getting back onto the stage again and whatnot. Like I've always been one to perform. I think one of the things that I love to do is I love to set things and whatnot. And one of the hardest things for me was to pick up tips, because I wanted to focus on my performing, I always had concepts when I performed. I always wanted to hit certain blocks and whatnot. And I'd focus on that more than getting tips. So this will be a great way for myself, for someone that actually has that creative background with that type of stuff. I can't wait to be able to focus on the performance and not be able to focus on the tips.
Two things. One, I know firsthand now that talking through a face mask, whether it be cloth or paper or plastic, because I've used all three, talking through it with the mic drastically reduces the sound. I didn't know. I thought I was being heard and people were just looking like, what's going on? So I don't know if it's different with singing, but I know, like, for me, I had to put it right under the face shield and not have a mask on. But I sanitized the mic, so.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I have a whole microphone PA system, like a professional equipment in my house.
Ow.
So I've been practicing that way so that I can be able to both hear how much I need to output with my voice, because it is a difference.
The part two of that, listening to everyone talk about their size of performance and almost said customer interaction, audience interaction, it really helped. It made me realize, because Icon and I are very distinctly different, because I love, for me, I've always been an audience interaction type of person, but I never dance with people or on people. My interaction was a lot of eye contact and specific points of music and specific lyrics I would sing to people. It's bringing to light that audience interaction is differently interpreted by different people.
Very much so.
And I think
very much so is
good. Yeah, I was I think it's awesome that we have so many different types and styles, and they can translate differently to the stage in front of people.
And that's what pisses me off about how people can't like take the consideration for people to say that they can't find certain performers for this show when they're like, we have different performance styles. Like we have 6 different ones just sitting in this freaking room. It just doesn't make any type of sense for you to make excuses like that. Like you should be able to find the performers that you can find.
I know you got your stripper hoe down there. You got your titty jiggles over there. You got the twerker. You got the singer, the skank. I'll let you all decide who the skank is.
One thing, did y'all yet, when y'all tried to drink your drink with a shield, did you?
Yes! With the mic and So
Look,
Kareem, y'all are gonna see when y'all have the mask on. When you have the little shields on. Don't you dare just try to take a drink regular, bitch, because you're gonna look real stupid, okay?
I've seen it so much.
Oh, I'd be like this, girl, bops. Oh.
It's all splashed on the front.
That we have one more topic left before we end. And of course, thank you all so much for joining us. And thank you for the Phreak Queer Festival for having us. We had so much fun so far. So I decided to end this little lovely night with a question to ask all of you. I know that there are a lot of more new Black entertainers up at Paula with this damn notebook. There are a lot of new Black entertainers up and coming into the scene. Please, you all, give me some good advice. Give me some good advice that you can give to new up and coming Black entertainers that want to be successful, that want to be booked, that want to be producers, that want to be hosts. Give these new Black queens, because I'm sure some of them are going to be watching the Phreak Queer Festival because we love it. So please tell us, what can we tell these up and coming Black entertainers coming up?
I think, one of the things that I have learned for myself is like, just be authentic. Like be very authentic in your art.
Don't try to be nobody else.
Yeah. I feel like the one thing that I struggled with was finding my own identity in what I wanted to be as an artist. And once I found the love that I had in the art that I was creating and whatnot, I was like, I don't want to do anything else and whatnot. But also with the authenticity, don't be afraid to explore out of your box. Try new things, but make it your own. Like for me, I've never thought I would ever sing country music, and I'm exploring that realm and certain things with that.
Oh, don't go break my branky heart.
Have a good night, y'all.
But make it your own, make it your authentic self, and as long as you keep that, you're going to enjoy performing it a lot. There are going to be tough times, and there's going to be challenges where you're going to have mental headspaces where you're blocked in your creativity, but know that it will always find its way back.
Peaches is a really good example of someone who came in fresh and didn't really know a whole lot of people, but grew, made amazing connections, and also won the damn award. So Peaches, let's talk about that.
I honestly be yourself. I know it's so cliche, but honestly, I always knew, before I even had my drag persona, I was like, I always wanted to be I grew up around a bunch of Philly girls. So I always wanted to be that Philly ratchet, that's just what I know. So I'm like, I'm going to perform and that's what I'm going to do. So, I was doing that, performing, whatever I wanted to perform. And the reason why I say stay true to yourself is there would be a lot of times where I'm like, well, damn, I'm not getting booked. I'm not getting booked for this. I'm not getting booked for that. But I just continue to do what I wanted to do. And then sometimes I would get booked for a weird booking, and I would ask the people, I'm like, do you want me to, do something different? They're like, no, we booked you because we love what you do. And that's at that point, it just made me realize okay, I'm doing something right, and I'm just being me, and I'm having a good fucking time. So And I kind of just minded my business. Like I didn't really know anybody. I went to my gigs, I chit chat, but like all of the drama was it was a lot of white drama, and I personally didn't care for it. So I went to my gigs. Well, it wasn't my gigs. I went to Dragorama, went to 7-Eleven, and went home. So and then went to work at 8 a.m. in the morning. So I'll say mind your business and stand up for yourself, because people are going to try to walk over you, and they're going to try to, gaslight you and everything. So just be you, unapologetically.
My advice.
Oh Lord.
So I've written something. No, so the thing about it is, in addition, because everything that has been said so far is 100% accurate. Be authentically you, but don't be afraid to go out of the box if you want, like explore. The thing about it for me is don't let people tell you who you are as a performer. Don't let people tell you what your performance style is. Don't let people shame you for trying something different. Don't be afraid that you're not going to get booked because you are direct with people. I had, like, for me, my biggest, hopefully you glean some advice from my beginnings. But essentially, I had so many people tell me how much they didn't like me because they thought I was fake. And they were like, oh, your persona is too nice. Your persona is this. And I was like, oh, I actually am not I have a persona, but my persona is not different from me. It's just an exaggerated version of me. My biggest focus with drag is the persona. It's that enhancement of Paula Deen White, which is an exaggeration of Timothy. So it's like it's layers, but it's always me. It's always who I am as a person. You can't let anyone tell you, oh, that's your aesthetic. Oh, that's your style. Oh, we booked Paula because you were a comedy. No, if you book me in your show, you go get whatever I give you, and you're gonna enjoy it. And that's on period.
You know what, Paula? That's actually really true, because I do notice, especially as Black entertainers, a lot of times they want to put us in a certain box. They love to place us in boxes.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you're the hip hop queen, or you're this queen, or you're the Patti LaBelle queen, or you're the
pop it, lock it, and take it into the streets.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Take it to the streets. They definitely like to put us. I've noticed, even when I first started, they definitely like to put us in a specific box. And also, I want to say, don't be ashamed to do what you like to do. There was a time when I first started that I was like, I don't want to be in this Beyonce box, right? I did not perform Beyonce until a good month into me doing drag, because I was like, I don't want to be labeled as this Beyonce obsessed person, blah, blah, blah. But then I realized, I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Like, if I want to do beat at every single show, if it's a different song and shit, I'm going to do beat. I love Beyonce so much. She is a huge chunk of Vinchell. So, of course, I am going to not feel bad. And I know a lot of times at the beginning of my career, I felt like I had to do certain things, and I was forced to be in a certain box. So, sorry, I just wanted to piggyback on that. Delilah Mazzani Cristal, I would love for you to give us some good advice for us, love.
Okay, so ladies and ladies, listen up, right? Okay. If you're a trans girl that wants to do drag, just get up and fucking do it. Like, it doesn't make you a man. It doesn't make you anything else other than a beautiful woman who just wants to do some fucking drag. So just get up and do it.
I love that.
Now, to anyone else that is coming in, know that you are coming into to a newer culture. Like, of course, it's still the same fun, like Philly drag shit that we always do. But now, like, you're coming into something that people have literally marched, fought, and like screamed for. Like, you know what I mean? So when you come into this and you start working, like, take yourself seriously, take your time seriously, and take the bar's time seriously, and take the audience's time seriously, because everyone is out there to support you in this new Black rising environment. And for you to like just be doing your own thing and feeling yourself, it's not respectful to all of the people that have done this work for you. So make sure you're coming in respectful and like to yourself and others.
I love that. Yeah, definitely. Because the backstage game is a huge part of bookings as well. I remember when I first came into the scene, everyone was like, bitch, you could be one way on stage, but the backstage game is the dressing room game is what they call it. It's really how you continue to get booked. When you're new and stuff and you come up in there and you're a little, you're vocal. I'm not saying you can't be vocal like when you're new, but if you're new and you're coming up to dressing rooms and you think you own the place, that isn't a huge turn off for a lot of people. If you are a new queen in the show, you speak to everybody in the show. You say hello. It doesn't take anything to say, because at that point you don't have any grievances with anybody, right? If you're new, like me now, I ain't speaking to no bitch. I ain't speaking to a lot of bitches now because I don't like a lot of bitches. But if I'm new, when I'm new, you go in and you definitely speak and say hello. It does not cost. I will never forget. Shout out to Lady Poison. I love Lady Poison. Somebody tried to come up in the dressing room once, and the new queen and tried to come around and not speak to Poison. The Poison was like, "Oh no, we speak around here. You speak to everybody when you're up in the dressing room." And I will never forget that. And Poison, I was like, "Thank you, Poison," because that still to this day resonates in my mind. Speak, be polite. There's nothing. It doesn't take anything to be polite. So I love that, Delilah, and I love the whole thing. If you are a trans person, do not feel ashamed to do drag. Do it and please enjoy it. And we need more beautiful entertainers. As long as you can entertain us, honey, I don't care who you are. Just entertain me, baby. Okay.
Be good at it. Be good at it.
Oh, and don't expect everything to come all at once. Like, don't expect to be booked all at once. Don't expect to be great at makeup. Don't expect to have the best costumes. Like,
and also don't think that your career is going to be like someone else's. So just because your career is not like Peaches or your career is not like Icons, don't think that you are going. Don't hurt yourself because you're not getting booked maybe as much as them or stuff like that. You can't compare your career to anybody else's.
And I'm one bitch who is guilty of that for sure. Like,
and I am as well. But it will come to, like, I've been waiting to get paid gigs for years. And for the past couple years, like when I first got my first paid gig a couple of years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, like I will never go back to, performing for free anymore. Like I paid my dues, and whatnot. So like it is all worth it.
Now it's time to go to the one and the only, the last but not least. I would love to hear Icon. You've been in the game pretty much longer than all of us. So I want to know what your advice is for the folks out there.
So everyone in the screen pretty much said it. Everything, but I have a lot to add. Number one, please always stay humble. Stay humble. It doesn't matter what competition you came and did and won. It doesn't matter, what award you won. It doesn't matter how many followers on Instagram you have. Stay humble because you never know who you're going to meet. You'll never know who you're going to rub the wrong way. And nobody likes a conceited ass bitch.
So yeah.
And, along with that, treat people how you want to be treated in this scene. Everyone here is here to do, what they do because they love to do it. And the last thing people need is somebody going around and making them feel bad about themselves when they don't deserve it, when they're just trying. Because everyone at one point was a booger, and everyone at one point, everyone was a booger at one point.
Some of us still are.
Different.
I know I am, child.
Also, like social media, get to know it. Get to know it very well. If you're not a social media person, get to know it. We unfortunately are at an age where, our social media presence and your Instagram and Facebook is, a good way to put yourself out there. But also it's a good way to get to know different aspects of the scene. And it's a good way to, do casting calls in other cities and other places. It's a good way to cross over to the burlesque world if they need a drag performer to do that. And really, show off what you have. Don't be afraid to post a picture of you having fun on stage. Don't be afraid to really do your thing on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Also, have fun. You can be professional. You can take the venue seriously. You can respect the venue. You can respect other people. You can respect yourself. But you have to have a good time when you're performing. If you do not like what you do, what's What
It shows.
Then why are you doing it? Why are you doing it if you don't like it?
Drag is fun.
And that's
It's
on entanglement.
even when you're like practicing your makeup, like I noticed that like people get really frustrated when they're practicing, trying to do, you know, Instagram trends with makeup, trying to look like a drag race star. It all takes practice. Go look at videos. Go ask other people for advice and practice. Practice, practice, practice.
What you said, Kareem, it really stuck to me. You have to you're not going to really know who you are as a performer. How am I trying to say this? The minute you start drag, you're not going to all of a sudden know who you are as a drag performer. It's going to take time. For me, it took me almost 3 years to solidify who Vinchelle exactly is. So you have to realize that it does take time, and you are gonna experience a time where you have to realize who you are individually. Don't copy off anybody else, but realize who you are individually. But just know that your own drag persona, your makeup, and all that stuff, it all will take time. You have to be patient. You have to be patient. I want to say this, y'all. This has been so amazing, and I'm so excited that we were being back. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, tonight was just amazing for me, and I'm really happy that we were able to do this. And I can humbly say that season 2 will be coming in December. Everybody, we're going to be back for season 2 in December. We got approved. We got renewed. We're officially coming back in December, bigger than ever. We're going to have a cute little intro. Season 2, everyone's coming back. We're going to have an amazing show, and I'm really excited about that. And I cannot wait to be back with my family here on the screen. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I thank you all so much for watching. Just real quick, just tell us like where we can find you at and their Instagrams and stuff for people that on the Freaking Queer Festival that maybe have not watched Black Diaries before and not have seen us. So hi, thank y'all again for watching. And please make sure you check out past Black Diaries, because all of season 1 is up on my Vinchelle Facebook page, facebook.com/ShapeOfTheWord. You can watch every single one. Sometimes I often, like when I do my makeup, I go back and listen to them because they're actually really damn good. So go back and check them out. But Kareem, where can we find you next?
Well, you can catch me tonight for the Diaries of Girls live show. Like I said, I've been working on this show for about a month and a half, and it captures my 2 personalities, my mask and femme personalities. Diamond, who is my mask personality, and Pearl, who is my femme personality. And they kind of duet throughout the set, and they also have their own little sets of their own. So it's kind of like showing my personalities of how I, interact with the world and stuff like that. So that's coming up in a short amount of time. So just stick around and you'll see what I got to offer.
I love that. And Peaches, so we know that you have performed already. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God. Got that makeup off good. Yeah.
That beard grew back fast.
It's like cancer oil.
So where else can we find you, boo?
Well, you can catch me on Instagram at official MZ Peaches. And you can catch me on my other Instagram at Laced by Peach.
Please, y'all, get you a Laced by Peach wig.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, get you one. Are you have anything else coming up soon, or are you gonna be?
You can catch the cookout at Jack's Peach Hill every second Saturday of the month.
Work, yes. Well, we love that, and I'm so happy you're back. But remember, if anybody out there, take time for yourself if you need it. But always, we love to see you back, Peaches. So thank you for coming back, Miss Paula Dean White. We do, of course, we have our Thursday show that we do every single that we do it for the next 6 weeks. And also sometimes you come in and you step in for me when I can't do the cabaret at Woody's, which I appreciate. So what else you got coming up?
So every Tuesday, like I said earlier, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on my social media, I do a reading of The Color Purple. It's normally about 45 minutes. Every weekend, you can either catch me at Taboo or Woody's, depending on what's going on, but mostly Taboo right now. I do Illusions, which is a celebrity impersonation show, Fridays to Saturdays, sometimes one or the other, sometimes both. And then I also have Spotlight at Taboo, which is a show that is specific, like a one-woman show Yeah, that's also at Taboo. And my first one coming up is Friday the 30th. Find me on Instagram at PDW Butter, like the condiment you spread on biscuits, work. So PDW Butter Work.
And the lovely Delilah Mazzani, where can we find you at next?
First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that came out to the cookout on Thursday. Y'all really did have fun, bitch.
You bet. That's what I'm talking about.
You can also catch me at Illusions at Taboo impersonating Sierra, Normani, and Aaliyah.
And
Okay, Black Girl Magic 365. And you can also catch me like tonight. You can catch me at Anthem Nightclub in Tropicana in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I will be there impersonating Megan Thee Stallion.
And now, Icon, what do you have going? I know you have lots going on, so just give us like the Reader's Digest first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go down that list. I'm gonna get tired of thinking about it. But you can just find out what I'm doing next. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and Patreon under Icon Ebony Fears. Just to keep it easy. All social media platforms. You just look me up under Icon Ebony Fears, and of course, my baby, my festival that's going on right here, right now. Follow Freaking Queer Productions on Facebook. We have a lot of amazing things coming up. One day we're going to have an in-person festival, and I just want to thank the Black Diaries for having this be a part of the festival. This festival has been my baby since they gave it to me back in 2013, and it's going to be 10 years since its first festival next year. So I am very, very happy to have a bunch of amazing queer artists and beyond sharing space and sharing their art and sharing their thoughts and feelings and everything. Yes. Wonderful, big, beautiful community. Thank you.
And I'm glad that you are still doing it. The one that I did before this was amazing. So I'm very happy to be back and a part of this with Black Diaries. And of course, with me, you can check out my website, benchell.com. Of course, as I say, every single Friday and Saturday, you can catch me at Woody's doing my socially distant cabaret. It's very safe, very nice, and we're everyone's roped off, masked up, and I'm in the box the whole time. No cash tips and all that stuff. And then, of course, you can check out Black Girl Magic Tricks and Treats, our Halloween special. We have an amazing cast, and that will be happening on Wednesday, October 28th at 7 p.m. on my Twitch page. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you all. And thank you so much to the lovely Queer and Freaking Queer Festival for having us tonight, Saturday. We had such a good time, and this was amazing to do. And I want to say thank you all so much. Please make sure you check out the Black Diaries on the Benchell Facebook page. Season 2 will be happening in December, everybody. So check that out. And we love you and we thank you. And you all have a fabulous rest of your night and enjoy the rest of the Freak and Queer Festival. See y'all soon.
Yes, give it up for the Black Diaries. Yes. That was so much fun. I always have a good time kikiing with them. Shout out to Vinchell and shout out to everyone that's always been involved with the Black Diaries. Yes. I want to give a special shout out to everyone that's involved with Freaking Queer. Cal, Barry Tyler Moore, Eric Jaffe, Swan Flambe, Franzia, Jamie, Noelzy, Eric Jaffe, Mike Watkins, and like honestly, this is not a one-person operation. This is a collaborative effort, and honestly, everyone should definitely be giving them drinks. Okay, give them a booty rub. Okay, give them a nice blowjob. Something. Give them a sex toy. Okay, they deserve it. They deserve it. Let me stop being all silly. All right. Anyway, you are now watching the Diaspora Showcase. Yes. I want people right now to share this live. There needs to be hundreds of people in this live. We have amazing Black artist. And it's a Saturday night at 7 o'clock. What the hell you doing? Nothing. That show on Netflix can wait. I know it can. Okay. So I'm going to give y'all a second. Share this live. Share it out. Share the link on Twitch. Show your friends, your fam, your sibs, everyone. Please. Also, make sure you donate to us. Our goal is $5K. So far, we have $200. Let's see, we can up the ante. Let's up the ante for the rest of the night, okay? We got 200 right now, but we can get to 5K by the end of Sunday. Can we? Let's do it. You can donate to us by Venmoing us at PNQ Fast. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's see who we have. Who we have next. Who do we have? Yes. Oh, Lord. Listen. This next performer. Let me tell you, number one, this next performer, and I know there's people around them right now, okay? This next performer is talented. This next performer is funny. This next performer has like a smile of gold. And let me tell you that everyone around me and within the sound of my voice can all agree that this next performer is fine, okay? This non-binary trailblazer in this community, Miss Philadelphia Leather, is streaming this next showcase live from the bike stop. Hi. Let me pull my titties out real quick so y'all can, so I know y'all like hairy titties. I know y'all like hairy titties. Shout out to our IT person moving that donation thing so that I can show my titties. I know y'all like hairy titties. Hi y'all. Hi zaddies. Y'all better spank my titties and next time I come down there. But anyway, without further ado, I want everyone to please give it up. Presenting Diamonds and Pearls. Please give it up for Kareem Dance.
So baby, can't even get mad at you. What a thing, you really sweet, and I feel so good, that's true. You're such a good, make my lungs out, breathing in the air. Through loving you, I really know, child, just how much I care. Give me your love.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup. it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Woke up with a smile on my face, cause I know today will be a really kick-ass day. I got a liberated mind with a liberated heart, cause I'm breaking these chains that have bound me up. I got big dreams, big goals, aspirations, backed up with the talent of big creations. Time to serve and conquer with the world, sit on my throne. King Kareem is here, and they will not be dethroned. Looking for silver linings in the negativity. Living in my truth, cause I got to be. King Kareem is on the track, and you already know. I bring the fire and the sass with the sick ass flow. Ha ha! Hey! Come on! Come on! Working the diamonds and pearls, everybody! Come on! Hey! Listen! Never thought I'd feel this way. Walking up and down the street, big smile on my face, cause I'm happy, truly happy, cause my life is truly full of blessings. I'm gonna shout out to the world to know that I'm black, queer, unapologetically here, and I'm proud, so proud. Stepping in my truth and realizing my power. Looking for silver linings in the negativity. Living in my truth, cause I got to be. King Kareem is on the track, and you already know. I bring the fire and the sass with the sick ass flow. Yes. Yes. It's me, Diamond Pearl. Yes.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself who taught you to hate seeing what God made you.
Want more to be a constant battle just to be myself. Being pulled in different directions every day by someone else. My family says I can't act like this, can't express myself the way I see, and I'm going crazy almost daily, mainly cause I can't be who I am. No. Everyone wants me to be something that I'm not. Why can't I be myself? Treat me like somebody. I'm just trying to be myself, but I can't do that cause society is trying to hold me back. Treat me like somebody. Treat me like somebody. Oh, tired of pleasing everyone but myself, but if I push back, listen, hey! I'm looking at my window pane as the world passes me by. Asking myself, do I want to live in fear for the rest of my life? I'm all alone in this room, going crazy, baby, Sometimes I can't stand. Why can't you just treat me like somebody? Treat me like somebody. No. Just trying to be myself, but I can't do that cause society's trying to hold me back. Can you treat me? Can you treat me like somebody? Somebody. Hey. Oh, nasty queer, big ol' nasty freak. I love the way you treat me every day of the week. You got me weak in the knees like SWV. That's why every time I see you, I be ready to please. You got me hypnotized in your love lock spell. The way you touch me, tease me, please me, baby, treat me so well. I never met another person that was quite like you. Ready to turn the single party to a party of two. My friends say that I spun in my head cause I'm doing things that I never did. I blame you.
I blame you, baby.
I blame you.
I blame you, baby.
You got me hypnotized in your love like spell. I'm on cloud nine and I don't wanna come down. I blame you.
I blame you, baby.
I blame you.
I blame you, baby.
Hey, I'm caught up in this love game, baby. You got me in a trance,
baby.
I'm caught up in this love game, baby. Hope you give me a chance.
Give me a chance.
I'm caught up in this love game, baby. I want your sweet romance.
I want your bad romance, baby.
I'm caught up in your love game, baby. Hope you give me a chance.
Nah, baby. I just got something I need to get off my chest real quick. See, baby, normally I don't do this, but you got me caught up. See, baby, I can provide you everything that you want, everything that you need, everything that you desire, everything that you've been asking for all your life. I promise. Just give me a chance, and I'll prove it to you. Huh?
Can we talk so we can get to know each other? Tevin Campbell, caught up in the rapture of love, Anita Baker. That's how I feel when I look at you. Still trying to make a single party to a party of two. You were supposed to be a fucking one night stand, but the feelings that I have for you done clouded my head. You got my love locked down on some Kanye shit. Ready to settle down and start a new relationship with you. I'm caught up in this love game, baby. You got me in a trance,
baby.
I'm caught up in this love game, baby. Hope you give me a chance.
Give me a chance.
I'm caught up in this love game, baby. I want your sweet romance.
I want your bad romance, baby.
I'm caught up in your love game, baby. Hope you give me a chance. Haven't we met? You're some kind of beautiful stranger. You could be good for me. I have a taste for danger. If I'm smart, then I run away. But I'm not, so I guess I'll stay having for beat. I take my chance on a beautiful stranger. I looked into your eyes and my world came tumbling down. You're the devil in disguise, that's why I'm singing this song. To know you is to love you.
Everywhere I go, and everybody knows.
To love you is to be right by you.
I pray for you with tears
and swallow all my pride. Beautiful stranger. Beautiful stranger. If I'm smart, then I'll run away. But I'm not, so I guess I'll stay happy for beat. I fall in love with a beautiful stranger. I looked into your face, my heart was dancing all over the place. I'd like to change my point of view if I could just forget about you. To know you is to love you. You're everywhere I go. Everybody knows. I looked into your eyes and my world came tumbling down. You're the devil in disguise. That's why I'm singing this song to you. To know you is to love you. You're everywhere I go, and everybody knows I'm paper with tears. Oh, da, 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 beautiful stranger. Beautiful stranger. Picture this, you and me in a dark red room. No one else, baby, just us two, anticipating what's about to come. Sex in the atmosphere as our emotions run. Close falling to the flow, now we face to face. Think about the shit about to happen up in this place. I pull you close, let the games begin. As I whisper in your ear like the yin yang twins. Let me tell you what I'm ordered to. Get on top of you, touch all over you. Hands behind your head, take control of you. I promise you, I'm gonna take my time and I'm exploring you. Your body is my temple, gonna worship up inside of you. So sit back and relax and wait. Because Philly gonna give you something that you won't waste when you taste it. Fantasy so amazing, it feels like a dream when you're right near me. It's like we're living a dream, and I don't wanna come down from it. No, you and me, sex, dreams, and fantasies. I can get you out of my mind, baby. I can get you out of my mind, baby. Yeah. No, 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 no.
Le sexe, je veux dire l'activité physique, le coït. Tu aimes ça? Tu ne t'intéresses pas au sexe? Les hommes pensent que les féministes détestent le sexe, mais c'est une activité très stimulante et naturelle que les femmes adorent.
They call me a nasty queer, into nasty sex. I got a large appetite for either pussy or dick, or a fat ass built for tough to last, and make it tap it when you fuck them when they arch the back. I'm a deviant by nature with or without life, a femdom that could beat the box out like Mike. I could see it in your face that you wanna taste, so bow down to your knees. We got no time to waste. If I'm feeling in the mood, I can switch things up. You can have me on my knees as you fuck my throat up. A nasty queer with an open mind is guaranteed to truly provide a really good time. So if you wanna come and get it, holla at me, let me know. Give me a safe word, green light to go. It's a whole different side of me you never expected, but a whole different side of me you won't regret. I'm nasty, I'm a nasty queer. Ain't no shame in the matter where we're like a badge of honor. I'm nasty. Throw your hands up high if you're down to get freaky, dirty, nasty tonight. I'm nasty, I'm a nasty queer. Ain't no shame in the matter where like a badge of honor. I'm nasty. Say it one more time, I'm nasty. Hey, woo! Itty bitty piggy went down into the dungeon. Red is the color that they wanted to explore, yeah. Red handkerchief on my left, yellow handkerchief sitting right next to it. I got the blue handkerchief sitting on my right. I ain't a creepy nigga, I'm just trying to milk you right. The type of nasty shit the nasty queers like to do. This ain't vanilla sex, baby, I'm a nasty fool. So tell me what you want, I got you, baby. Give me your sacred green light to go. I'll dip you down, I'll touch your soul. I'll fuck you up, I wanna hear you moan. I'm sweet like chocolate, I'm cold as ice. I'm a deviant by nature with or without lights. A black leather harness, melanated skin. You got a black queer sprung out of my head. I'm nasty, I'm a nasty queer. Ain't no shame in the matter where we're like a batch of honor. I'm nasty. Throw your hands up high if you're down to get freaky, dirty, nasty tonight. I'm nasty, I'm a nasty queer. Ain't no shame in the matter where we're like a batch of honor. I'm nasty. Throw your hands up high if you're down to get freaky, dirty, nasty tonight. Rah! One baby to another says I'm not getting at you. I don't care what you think of as it is about me. It is now my duty to completely drain you. I travel through a tube and end up in your infection. Shooting me for you, pass it back and forth in a passionate kiss from my mouth to yours. I like you. With eyes so dilated, I've become your pupil. You taught me everything without a poison apple. The water is so yellow, I'm a healthy student. It's dead and done, so breathe through vacuum out the fluids. Treat me for you, pass it back and forth. In a passionate kiss from my mouth to yours, I like you. Come on, y'all. Can I get a little guitar? Can I get a little more? A little bit more. A little bit more. to another says I'm lucky to met you. I don't care what you think unless it is about me. It is now my duty to completely drain you. I travel through a tube and end up in your infection. Treating me for you, pass it back and forth in a passionate kiss from my mouth to yours, sloppy lips to lips. You're my vitamins, I like you. Bet you never saw that coming. Y'all mind if I get grimy real quick? Let's go. Let me hit you with the facts. Corinthian is back, spitting fire on the track every time I rap. And y'all better watch out, cause I'm coming for blood. Cause there's a new queer nigga coming through your hood. I'm a badass nigga, badass bitch, HBIC. I came to claim my shit, I came to claim my crown, claim my throne. Time to let the world know who they sleeping on. Yes, I've been on, like the capital B. That's what the world don't want the likes of me to ever succeed. They say a black queer of confidence is seen as a problem. Call my haters nasty Jew because I always try to solve it. No, do you even care, my love? You don't care. Do you even care? You don't care. Do you even care, my love? I gave you all of me, and it wasn't good enough. But you don't even care, my love. Oh, do you even care? Do you even care? Oh, do you even care, my love? Can you see these tears in my eyes as they fall like a rain on a stormy night down my face? And can you hear me cry? Can you hear me crying out in pain? No. I tried to be everything you wanted me to be, so much that I lost the very core of me. I went crazy. And even as I cry, you don't look me in my eyes. You don't even care.
It's like you really don't give a damn.
Do you even care? Do you care that you left my heart broken alone into pieces? And do you even care? Do Do you care that you left my heart to wither away into nothing? Baby, do you care at all? Listen, heartbreaker, you got the best of me, and I'm all stranded all alone, surrounded by this misery. You were supposed to be my ride or die, but you shot me in the heart with the magnum. All this time I wasted chasing after your love. I never saw this coming, but I got the game fucked up. Press my luck, you were the whammy, took my stuff. Was the love I gave not good enough? I tried to be everything you wanted me to be. So I lost the very core of me. No. And even as I cry, you don't look me in my eyes. You don't even care. No. Hey, do you even care? Do you care that you left my heart broken alone into pieces? Baby, and do you even care? Do you care that you left my heart to wither away into nothing? Baby, do you care at all? Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me, my baby? I gave you all of me, but it wasn't good enough. But you don't even care. You don't give a fuck. No, you don't, baby. And now I'm crying, baby. You said you really, really love me, baby. No, you didn't know. No.
Oh my goodness. Everyone, Kareem, like I told y'all, when I saw this video, I was like, wow, do we even deserve this? Like, the production value, the visuals, the artistry, the voice, the talent, the subject matter. Like, could you imagine when Kareem and goes on the world tour? Could you imagine what that would look like, honey? Kareem, when you get all famous and you go all around the world, don't forget the small hoes, okay? All right. I better at least see some tickets, okay? I better get some tickets to your concert. Wow, I'm gonna have some time to recover. By the way, shout out to the hoes at the Bike Stop Alleyway. Thank you for your donation. We are up to $300 in donations through Venmo. Please donate to Phreak and Queer by going on Venmo and donating to at PNQ Fest. That is at PNQ Fest. We are trying to get 5K so we can pay. As you can see, this shit can, I can't ask for this shit for free. Hell no. That and all of this, not all of me, but all of this festival, honey. No. So you better tell your aunts, your mom, your grandpa, you better ask your racist uncles to drop a motherfucking 1K. If 5 of y'all hoes got racist uncles that can easily give y'all 1K, tell them to give it to you right now. Don't tell them who it's for, but donate that shit right here. Okay? Lord have mercy. All right, y'all. We're going to keep on going for the Diaspora Showcase. Y'all, these are amazing Black entertainers that deserve to be seen. So make sure you are sharing this live. Share this live, okay? There is no reason why there is not hundreds of people watching this right now, especially after that last segment. It should be fucking packed up in here. All right? So share this live. Make sure people see it. It's on Twitch. It's on YouTube. And it is on Facebook. So you can tell y'all hoes, the hoes that left Facebook, there are options out there. All right. Without further ado, we have... Ooh, it's going to get sexy up in here. It's going to get real sexy. This next artist is a good friend of mine. We live around the corner. We're both like West Philly queers, that have hoest tendencies. And they are such an amazing, talented, very intelligent, and very beautiful inside and out Aries, okay? And I am so thankful and blessed that they, submitted a video. And her name is Danny. Danny is a Black, queer, polyamorous 20-something woman living in West Philly with her Black cat Luna and many plants, coming to love her voice through the joys of reading and writing smut. Pronouns, she, her, zaddy. Also, she's an Aries sun with an Aries Venus, and her DMs are open. And if there's a double Aries, trust and believe. Honey, pussy is like an envelope, and it's ready to be sent. Without further ado, I present you Smut Readings by Danny.
Hi, everyone. My name is Danny, and I'm here to read some smut for you, featuring me and my partner, Sarah, but I'll be reading their parts as well. So just sit back, and I hope you enjoy. Definitely not safe for work. Okay, part 1. Our bodies bend to the music. The deep bass vibrates through the packed room, a sea of queer brown tattooed skin bathed in ethereal purple light. A sweet wave of sweat as we submit to the DJ. I reach for my flask in my back pocket and down the last shot of rum, which tastes sweet now that we've reached the end of the night. I catch Sarah's eye for a moment, their lips spreading into a shy smile as we both lean closer. A flash of warm energy rising behind my ears, lips meeting again. Kissing Sarah feels sinful. Their lips are abundantly full, cheeks flush. I press my thumb and fingers against their arm, aching for our bodies to touch, savoring the heat. My hands move to their waists as I can't help but find my way from their lips to their cheek, to their ear, sucking and nibbling on their neck until they playfully push me away. Before we make a scene in the middle of this party, they ask me, "You ready to go home, babe?" You feel ready. Their hands are feeling up the front of my jeans. My dip comes untucked from my harness, and there's no point in hiding it now. We say our goodbyes and decide to walk home back to my place. The night air is refreshing in contrast with the heat of the party. I grip Sarah's hand tightly as we share another kiss before we walk, the bass fading away in the distance as our giggles intensify. We stumble up my stoop. I catch a flash of their thighs as their skirt rides up with every stride up the steps. I reach for a handful of their ass and squeeze, my fingers grazing their labia, feeling the wet skin, fibers of their underwear. I raise my hand to my face to take in the bouquet, because I can't help myself, and they slap me a hand away. Swiftly, they spin around and grab my wrist, grinning wildly. Against my ear, lips pressing on my earlobe, they tell me, baby, you gotta be patient. And it only makes me want it more. I can't help myself. I'm never patient. Their supple skin melts in my hands, and I can't help but think about what it will feel like when we finally get up the stairs and I can pull their panties to the side and slip deep inside. The keys jingle, and we're in. Sarah chooses a mix, and Kalela's voice starts to croon to a sultry beat. We strip in the living room, and I'm fiddling over my jeans, feeling the girth spring free once I manage to get the zipper loose. I love the weight of it, how it feels in my grip, how I feel in their grip. I arch my head back as they start to stroke me, and I start to swell with heat. I pull them in closer, pressing my hand into their back, nesting their head into my shoulder. I wince and take a sharp breath as my chest rises and I submit myself to their grip. The base of my strap grinding against my vulva in a steady rhythm. The dual density material seamlessly begins to fuse with my own flesh, fabric soaked with my wetness, sliding between the folds of my vulva, and I feel euphoric. I reach for some lube on the dresser. Sarah keeps pulling me in with every stroke, their smooth hands tugging gently on my erection. They climb over and straddle my hips, my dick pressing against their ass cheeks, aching at the anticipation, ready to dive deep into their wet warmth. They lean themselves ready in. They lean against my ear, locks falling across, softly tapping the pillow, arching their hips to angle themselves, ready to take me in. They inhale sharply as the head slips inside, and I groan deeply as I can feel their inner body heat start to grind against me. Warm juices sticking to my thighs. They start to bounce faster and faster. We build momentum, and the headboard starts to thud against the wall. The bed screeches a bit across the floor. I grab onto their hips to pull them in deeper, our heat causing the windows to fog, and our bodies start to get slick with sweat. I dig my palms into their thighs and grip tighter as I thrust from below. They let out a whimper. Shit. Are you okay, baby? Yes. Please give me more. And I keep pumping, faster and faster, harder and deeper. And in this moment, I can only think of them. I can only think of pleasing them, the pressure building against me, inside me. I only want to see their eyes roll back once I wrap my hand around their neck, their pussy squeezing tighter around me. Fuck yes, right there. I spread their cheeks wider to dig a little bit deeper so they can feel every inch, so I can feel every inch. Fuck. Does that feel good? Fuck yes. I love me wag your dick to the party. All right, part 2. Surprisingly, I didn't have a hangover. The sun was leaking through the curtains, casting a beam on Sarah's thigh. Our bodies twisted in the duvet, trying to stay cool after the sweaty session from last night. My fucking headscarf is nowhere to be found, but I'm too distracted by Sarah to care. I watch them shift in their sleep, and they let out a sleepy sigh. They scooch their butt to the sunny patch on the bed. Wait, are they awake? I cup their ass with my hand, their skin warm, glowing in the light, and I feel them arch their hips deeper in the bed, shifting their ass ever so higher in the air. Good morning, baby. I press myself against them and graze their ear with my teeth, causing their spine to curve a bit deeper and let out a squeal. You fell asleep strapped, huh? I look down at my morning wood. Looks like it. I let out a soft yawn. How are you feeling? Horny, here Sarah says. I had a wild dream, lots of group sex with our friends. We exchange a look. Should I get some gloves? Oh, absolutely. I lean over to reach the nightstand drawer, fish out some black gloves, snapping one quickly over my dominant hand, reaching for lube again with the other. I felt myself moving quickly, eager to take advantage of this early morning energy, to hear their whimpers of pleasure again, to be deep inside them again. I asked them to tell me about their dream. I want to hear the details. I squirt a generous amount of lube on my fingertips, coating my gloves, and glide my thumb across their clit. Well, it started with some flogging. They arched their back deeper, labia slick and wet, ready for me to slide in, but I tease them a bit. Playing with their clit, I feel my breath deepen as I become fixated on their pussy, as I feel the contours of their soft, swollen skin. Sarah lets out a frustrated moan. Please, I want you inside me. I start to, with my index finger and middle fingers, and gently position myself to thrust smoothly inside. They gasp and affirm the sensation, whispering, yes. As I begin to pump my fingers in and out, I use my other hand to spread their ass a bit wider, allowing space to dive a bit deeper. This is one of my favorite angles. And such a great view. As I continue to thrust, I watch their hands grip the duvet, steadying their body to keep receiving more. Their knee inches up closer to their chest to shift the angle even deeper. Ready for another? Yes, please. As soon as the third finger pushes in, I feel the pressure build. The resistance of the muscle pressing back against my fingers, it turns me on. I slow my thrusting to savor the contours of their walls, the heat emanating from within, our bodies bonded together, my hand becoming a manual fucking machine. I speed up again, gaining momentum, gripping their ass tighter. I feel a groan escape my lungs as I lean in deeper and closer, with my other hand carefully wraps around their throat, and I apply pressure. Fuck. Their moans are distorted by my choking. The urgency behind each stroke intensifies. My dick is pressing against their thigh as I continue to manly fuck them from behind. My fingers fuse together, creating a seamless curved shape as I crane my wrist in deeper to reach their G-spot. The motion is rhythmic. Sarah gets louder. I release my grip on their neck. What about another? Yes, but let's switch it up. Sarah flips onto their back and I angle their right leg with my left knee to clear way for my hands. The air smells sweet and pungent with our juices. I grab for more lube and start going to town again, pressing my left hand against their pelvis as I go deeper and deeper, faster and faster. The moans grow louder, and I know our neighbors are probably listening. My mouth finds its way to their breasts, and I suckle their nipple ring, swirling the jewelry around my tongue, and our eyes meet. I pull myself closer inside them to start to coax their orgasm. The muscles bulge and tighten around my fingers, their breath becomes shorter, their lips part slightly, and I can't help but kiss them. My body pressing into theirs, my shoulder leading deeper into their pussy, their legs start to tremble. Oh fuck. My palm is aching as the pressure builds. I'm captured by the desperation in their eyes. I feel my wetness soaking through my harness, escaping, grazing against their thigh. Suddenly, their lower body jerks forward, a contraction of the abdomen, a quick inhale. They look deep in my eyes, and I'm overwhelmed with love. Our love becomes something erotic. We tap into this higher space, heartbeats thrashing, limbs shaking, a guttural moan that escapes from the core. I tell them I love you, and I mean it. Our love is an action. It is a sensation we share. It is a desire that is truly unbound, unleashed in this sweaty orgasm at 8 in the morning. We tip over the edge, a waterfall overflowing from within. Screams escaping our mouths from deep inside as I crook my fingers to apply pressure to amplify their orgasm. I fucking love you, and I love fucking you. All right, ready for part 3? Let me get a little sip of this ginger beer. All right. Part 3. Our bodies collapse together on the bed, our limbs still quivering, heartbeats still racing, aftershocks sending waves down my spine. We bask in the afterglow, drawing in heavy breaths, returning to ourselves, the earthy musk of our sweat. I press my fingers into their hips to draw them in closer, nibbling on their ear as they release a sweet moan. I can't help but laugh as I point out to Sarah the huge wet stain on our sheets. That was all you, baby. A bit of wind breezes through the curtains, and I wonder how far the sounds of our lovemaking were carried down the block. If any lucky souls were able to bear witness to our fucking. I stand out the window to catch a glimpse of the street. The leaves of a bright golden ginkgo tree shimmer in the sun. The cool air swells at my nipples. A perfect fall morning. That was hot. I hear Sarah tell me from across the room. You're hot. I kiss him on the cheek and I head into the living room. Sarah goes to the kitchen to make some chai. I perch on the edge of the couch and fiddle around the coffee table, looking for some papers to roll a joint. The kettle whistles. I flick a lighter a few times to take a hit and sink back into the couch. Sarah comes in with a mug for us to share. We trade mug for joint, joint for mug, and giggle at our little ritual. I start the shower, feeling how slippery I still am, the water washing away my natural lubricant. I slip a finger inside myself and my knees buckle as my fingers graze over my still swollen clit. I let out a fuck, and Sarah comes in to check on me. How's it going in there? You want to join me? Of course. Sarah comes in wearing a white crop t-shirt, their locks wrapped up in a bun. I feel my eyes widen and a grin spread across my face as I angle the shower head at their tits. They reach their arms above their head, leaning back to extend the stretch. The stream of water starts to soak the thin cotton, mounds of round flesh. I gently cup and squeeze their breasts, gathering the fabric in my hands to position their nipples closer to my mouth. I rest my lips around their areola and suck the moisture from the fabric, feeling the contours of their nipple rings with my tongue contrast with their supple wet skin. But before things get out of hand, I remember we have somewhere to be, and I cut our session short, rinse off, and head out back to the bedroom. After toweling down and buttering myself up, I throw on some jeans and a sweater. I grab my backpack and start packing some essentials: some black leather rubber gloves, some condoms, my leather harness, a couple of dicks of various densities and sizes, a rabbit fur flogger, and of course, some of my favorite water-based lube, fuck water. If you know, you know. We have a very busy day ahead of us. Sarah eventually joins me out the shower and gets dressed too. Saying bye to our cat, grabbing my bag of goodies, we glide back down the steps we drunkenly fumbled up last night. Their apartment is only a few blocks away. We take our time, admiring the leaves changing on our favorite ancestral trees, waving at our neighbors' friendly faces, huddled together. Sarah squeezes my hand tightly, and I catch a twinkle in their eye, stopping at the end of the block to steal a quick kiss before crossing the street. When we arrive, they're already having brunch. Nora greets us at the doorway, smiling wide. Sarah and Danny, my loves. Her skin glimmering against the bright purple hue of her silk robe. We embrace, gliding my hands around her waist, savoring the slinky fabric in my fingers, the brief heat radiating between us. Sarah gives Nora a sweet kiss, and I can't help but feel the butterflies start to build in my belly as I admire them from the doorway. Tomas appears behind Nora, cheesing hard with a croissant in his hand. He stands tall against the exposed brick wall, still in his pajama pants. We're so happy you're here. Can we get y'all a mimosa? We've known Tomas and Nora for years and have spent plenty of Saturday mornings at their loft. Ever since Sarah told me they had a crush on Nora, it seems like we've been spending a lot more time together and growing a lot closer. A few months ago, after too many glasses of wine one evening, we all ended up naked and some confessions were made. Sarah and I have always been non monogamous and open to new sexual experiences, but something about this was different. It felt so innocent and yet so heavy with lust and new emotions of compersion as we allowed ourselves to explore our mutual crushes. Over the past weeks, we started sharing more of our fantasies and desires, communicating our boundaries and intentions, acting on our urges. Can I kiss you? What if I touch you here? Can we try this position? Can I watch you too? Does this turn you on? What if we tried this? Can I join? We gather on our long sectional couch, and Nora passes Sarah a tall glass beaker bong, already packed, lighter in hand. Sarah nestles the glass between their tits and rips a milky hit, a cloud of white smoke swirling from their lips as they ease back into their seat. I've started drinking my second mimosa, picking cold green grapes from the bowl of fruit on the coffee table. Tomas is flipping through some records. A slow, deep house beat starts to rise from the speakers. Nora sits beside me while Tomas shares space next to Sarah. Our thighs grazing. I ask Nora if she minds sitting on my lap, an excuse to touch her robe again and feel that heat between us. As she settles onto my seat, her robe slips open and I catch a flash of her nipple. If you can't tell by now, I have a thing for nipples. An oral fixation, or better yet, obsession. I ask if she would let me suck on them for a little bit. I can tell Sarah is enjoying their high as they start to giggle at us, probably laughing about how much I love nipples. What's so funny? Tomas asks them. He takes a swig of his mimosa, legs spread wide, arms perched on his knees. Oh, Sarah says, I'm just enjoying the view. Can I put my hand here? He gestures towards Sarah's thigh. They nod yes, his large hands grip the soft crease near their waist. Sarah cranes their neck back, resting their head on the edge of the sofa, seeming to melt under his touch. I start slurping a bit louder, and Nora is squirming in my lap. I steady her with my arm around the small of her back. My fingers get caught in her waist beads. Turquoise, yellows, and emeralds dancing around her belly rolls, nestled in her curves. I'm finding my rhythm. My eyes flutter closed, guiding my tongue around her nipples, pulling myself in deeper, responding to her body's movements, reveling in each breath and sound that escapes her lips. By the time I look up from Nora, Sarah's already straddling Tomas and his mouth is exploring her neck. Sarah's locks swept to the side, dangling off the edge of the sofa. We catch each other's eyes and let out a muffled chuckle. Tomas is pitching quite the tent. His flannel pants stretched taut, trying to contain his erection. Do you want to fuck? It's time to retrieve some supplies from my backpack. I grab some lube and condoms for Sarah and Tomas, propping them on the seat, kissing Sarah on the forehead. You might need these. I decide to wrangle out my leather harness and bring all 3 dildos back to Nora for her to decide what feels right. She carefully feels each one in her hands, squeezing the shaft. I explain the different densities, the advantages of each of the shapes and angles. She chooses a posable 8-inch girthy dick, one of my favorites, the one I was hoping she would pick. I wedge the dildo through the brass O-ring of my harness and adjust the clasps and buckles to fit. Tomas has one hand in his pants, starting to stroke himself, and the other hand gripped around Sarah's ass. His arm steadily kneading up and down, fingers wrapped around the base of his dick, teasing Sarah with a few heavy taps against their underwear. Sarah grabs one of the condoms for him, and he manages to slip one on, and I watch Sarah pull their thong to the side, the orange spandex creasing their ass cheek. Nora is on her knees, looking back at me. Her robe has been flung to the floor. I ground myself in a mountain pose, toes embedded in the shag rug, admiring Nora's ass. Perfectly round and plump for the squeezing. a little chili pepper tattoo near her sacrum. I can tell that the anticipation is giving her goosebumps as I lean against the back of her thighs, feeling the small raised pores and soft pricks of body hair. The luxurious texture of the oiled leather, the cold metal of the hardware. Are you ready? Yes, please. I squeeze a bit of lube onto the tip of my dick and try to get a nice even coat, rubbing the head against Nora's pussy. I hear Sarah let out a deep sigh, which morphs into an affirmative, oh fuck yes, as Tomas gives his first thrust. A new sensation, warm, full, wet, pulsing. I slowly slide halfway into Nora, and she takes a sharp inhale. I pull out. Are you okay? Yes, it's just bigger than I thought. She takes a deep breath, and I run my fingers down her back. Okay, I'm ready. Just take it slow. I add a bit more lube and reposition myself behind her again, posing the dildo at a hooked upward angle, cautiously slipping the head inside. Fuck yes. Deeper. I reach for Nora's arm for some stability, and she turns her shoulder back to look at me. I start pumping slowly, rocking my hips in and out, leaning closer, gripping her arm a little tighter, her back arching, her ass higher in the air. I savor this moment. Turned on by the taboo, like we're getting away with something, hearing my partner's moans and Tomas's grunts as he starts to bounce Sarah on his lap. Nora feels open. Something's been unlocked. She starts fucking me back, shifting her weight through her hips to meet mine. The brass metal of my harness clinks and the couch creaks. I ground my feet. I feel my heart start to beat faster, blood rushing to my clit. Nora's body is shaking, begging me to go harder, and of course I oblige, slamming into her as she keeps throwing it back, the beads around her waist shaking. Sarah starts to get louder. I take a peek behind me and I see them gripping onto Tomas's hair, a fistful of coily locks in their hand, their mouth open, their eyes closed. Grinding their bodies together, I know Sarah must be feeling every inch. My eyes meet with Tomas and he gives me a wink, biting his lip as he watches me fuck his girlfriend. I feel the pressure building with Nora, walls tightening around my dick. The gushy, wet sound of each thrust is only making me go harder. Her right hand gripping onto the velvet sofa, her left hand still clasped with mine behind her back. Fuck, I'm gonna come. Her legs start shaking, thigh meat vibrating, ass jiggling as I continue to thrust. Shit, Sarah cries from across the room. I can't tell if they're reacting to Nora or just enjoying their vibe with Tomas. Maybe it's both. Nora looks up into my eyes, almost pleading with me not to stop. Suddenly I feel a burst of wetness. She lets out a high-pitched animalistic moan, squirting all over my thighs. Tomas roars from under Sarah, gripping their ass tighter. Sarah has their hands around his neck as they keep going, hips rolling in small circles. Nora collapses forward and I steady them as they find their balance on the couch. I fetch the rabbit fur flogger to drag the tails across her back, sending another shiver throughout her body. We cuddle on the couch for a moment, watching Tomas and Sarah still go at it. I ask Nora if she needs anything, and I get some water from the kitchen for her. When I return, we are moved closer to the other end of the couch. I'm drawn to the sounds of their fucking, eager to help. Nora slips around the back of the couch to steal some kisses from Tomas, a bead of sweat trailing from his neck down to his chest. I lift one of Sarah's ass cheeks for Tomas to get a deeper angle, and that seems to do the trick. Yes, right there. Fuck. Sarah bites her lip and embraces themselves as they start to come on Tomas's dick, continuing to grind out every last drop. I tweak his nipples a little, and in a beautiful chain reaction, Tomas releases an orgasm too, growling into Sarah's ear. They both rest still inside each other for a moment, feeling each other's heartbeats, appreciating the full sensation, trying to catch their breath. Nora and I high five, and we all laugh. It's always a great time when we fuck our friends. Thank you all so much for spending this sexy half hour with me. There will probably be more chapters to this eventually, but I wrote this specifically for Phreak and Queer. So thank you so much for hosting me and having me for this little segment. I hope this got you hot and bothered. I hope you have some sexy experiences of your own tonight. But yeah, thank you so much. Again, my name is Danny, and I'm here to make you hot.
Excuse me. Excuse the fuck out of me, Danny. Excuse the fuck out of me. Damn. First, it's the dicks of various, like, what was that? Dicks of various densities. Like, the densities. Dicks of various dentists. I can't even say the word right now. I'm just like, whoa, bitch. That was everything. Please give it up for Danny. Yes, yes, yes. You can catch lots of more at Danny's smuts and stories to get your labia rolling and, you know, get the contours of your labia rolling around, honey. We live, okay? Oh, my goodness. Whew. We're going to get this show going, okay? Because we have a lot more from the Diaspora Showcase. Please stay tuned. We have so many more amazing Black entertainers and artists to go. But first, I want everyone to continue to share this live. While you're still here, share this live. Share it to many groups on Facebook. Tell a friend. If your friends are not on Facebook, we have a Twitch too. Twitch.tv/IconEbonyFierce. Or you can go on YouTube and look up Phreak and Queer Festival. Yes, 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 y'all. Also, please make sure you donate to Phreak and Queer. All proceeds of your donations goes to people like Danny and Kareem. As y'all can see, they have stuff. And they deserve to get paid what they're worth, okay? Our goal is 5K. I know y'all out there know somebody that can give some resources to help a lot of these Black entertainers because it is owed, okay? It is owed. Hell yes. I am bringing up next, though. Ooh, who we got next? Oh, my goodness. This show is just like keeps on going and it keeps getting better and better and better. Everyone. This next entertainer is someone I've performed with for, quite a while. They're not only an amazing burlesque performer, but they're also an amazing singer, dancer, just does every damn thing. Cosplay. There's nothing that this person can't do, to be really honest. And they've been killing the digital drag and burlesque game like to the max, like production value, visuals, like just overall amazingness. Y'all, please give it up for Renaissance Noir.
Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong. This is getting heavy, can't hit the baseball, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach shade like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow up. Hey, let's go! Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring down fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, bring a friend, join the crowd. We wanna come along. Word up, talk, just move every up the wall. Day or night, sky's alive, so we dance to the break of dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the medicine, so you should keep your eyes on the ball. This is getting heavy, can you hear the bass? Boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this bitch chain like money. And this go overload, I'm in today, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know I go. And let's go! Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, it's dynamite. It's dynamite. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, light it up, dynamite. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, light it up, dynamite. 'Cause I'm in stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. This is watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite.
I'm telling you, the production value, the artistry, the everything. Please give it up for Renaissance Noir. Oh my goodness. And fun fact about Ren knows how to speak Korean, and they actually, have performed K-pop songs and other songs in Korean. Okay, and I think they also speak like a different multitudes of languages. Like just amazing, well-rounded, well-versed, and I think probably verse. I don't know. They probably are verse. We stand a verse performer, honey. All right. Coming up next, I think I want some dessert. Do y'all want some dessert? I want y'all to please stay tuned in, because these last two performers are headliners, and they are definitely definitely the headliners you definitely want to stay for. Please share this live, and also don't forget to donate to Freaking Queer by going on Venmo at PNQ Fest, We are, I think, at maybe 300 or more, but our goal is 5K, and I believe that we can do it. We can achieve that together. Everyone, without further ado, please give it up for Cookie Dorio.
If I had a hammer, I'd swing it in the morning, I'd swing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd swing out danger, I'd swing out a warning, yes. And the love that I have for my brothers and sisters all over this land. Oh, yes, I would. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out a danger, I'd ring out a warning, yes. And the love that I have for my brothers and sisters all over this land. Oh, yes, I would. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out a danger, I'd sing out a warning, yes. And the love that I have for my brothers and sisters all over this land. Oh, yes, I would. Well, I've got a hammer and I've got a bell and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, the bell of freedom. It's a song about love, oh love, all over this land.
Yes, yes, give it up for Cookie Dorio. Work, honey. Yes, I stand somebody that could do like different harmonies with their own motherfucking voice, okay? Also, Cookie, you look gorgeous. Boo-boo, you look gorgeous. Honey, you sit. And that voice too, you better work. All right, y'all. We are reaching the end of the first night of Freaking Queer Digital Festival, the fall edition. This next performer, I'm gonna wait until y'all share this motherfucking live, because so far I don't see enough people in here for this. So I want to see people share this live. Yes, yes, yes. It is our headliner. Okay? It is the motherfucking fantastic, the Berry. And by the way, they fine, okay? Let me tell you, in and out of drag, they fine. All right? I don't know what's in the water in Chicago, all right? That be bringing out these like motherfucking healthy, corn-fed behind motherfuckers, okay? But I don't know. There's something about the Chicago queens. I don't know. I don't know what they feed y'all over at those shows, but y'all over there, shout out to Chicago Black Queens. Spectacular drag. I love it, and hopefully I get to visit them one day and see them in action. But before I bring them on, please make sure you donate to PNQ Fest at Venmo. That is PNQ Fest on Venmo. We're up to 335 in donations away from 5K, and I believe that we can do it. If not tonight, hopefully tomorrow. So we're able to pay all these entertainers and all the contributors to this festival very, very well. Without further ado, this next performer is such a legend in all aspects of drag. I've always been a fan of like bearded drag, especially when, like big burly, queens do it, and they're just gorgeous, and the outfits, the hair, the makeup, everything, including the name, is everything that I've always wanted to see in drag. Without further ado, please give it up for Lucy Stool.
When a boy tells you he loves you, it'll be the first time you hear this. It is late, and he isn't even there to tell you this in person, but instead, from a car ride home from a bar in Chicago, he is there on business. And of course you will smile, because he sounds like he means it. Because you believe him, because a boy has never handed those words to you like crushed blackberries in the palms of his hands firm. Young, full, waiting to taste sweet with you, his arms, creeping vines, begging to touch the sun in your face, saying, here, take everything I have ever touched to be closer to you. His breath, waiting to be folded into a love note passed in between the nape of your neck and his front teeth. He will remember the time you told him you felt safe in his mouth, and he will never grow hungry, just distant. When a boy tells you he loves you, you will hear music. The voice of your past lovers dancing up your throat, your stomach, in after-hours cabaret, still waiting on the last call. That was when you learned that when a boy says, I love you, he means I am getting ready to be inconsistent with you now. This boy will tell you that he loves you, not long after he had you waiting for 2 hours in front of a cocktail lounge. Patience is something you were working on, but no, not for him. When he asked you to tell him that you love him back, you will be in the car, in the parking lot of a late night diner. You will watch the words fall into your lap like a spilled glass of white wine. You remember the day your courier pigeon heart got lost in the wind, because that was a message you did not know how or where to carry, and one by one the boys have fallen as silently as the birds. So eloquently they used to speak until I asked the questions that broke them into ghosts, that bled me into a corpse with so many questions of my own for the soil, but their tongues do not know simple. The things I should be hearing, the things that will make us living men in this time of insatiable yet dying lovers. When a boy tells you he loves you, only to become silent like a folded sheet of tissue paper, not wanting you to decrease him into the truth. Do not crack your face into the fullest crescent moon at the tapered bottom of a blackened sky. He never meant a single word of any of it. He is just a boy, remember? He is just another silly, sad boy.
I've been thinking about you. Yeah, I've been missing you. Where the hell are you? Oh, when I need you, I can still hear your voice. I ain't got no choice, 'cause I'm here all alone. I know I can't wait till you get home. Oh, I don't have you here with me, but at least I have a memory. I tried to make it through the night, but I can't control my mind. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. Got these thoughts in my head, ain't no way to forget. Got me losing my breath. Nobody got me the way that you did. Had my eyes rolling back, and me I turn my back. Now you love me so good, I wish you would hurry up and come back. I don't have you here with me, but at least I have a memory. I tried to make it through the night, but I can't control my mind. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you, baby. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. Baby, I don't want no one else. So hurry, 'cause I need some help. And I've been waiting patiently, 'cause I don't have you here with me. But at least I have the memory. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I do. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please, please, please give it up for Lucy Stool. What a one of a kind person and performer. Oh my goodness. Like, I've been a fan of Lucy Stool for a long time, and I'm so happy that they got a chance to showcase their artistry here on this festival. And like, Lucy, I missed you when you had alt slut hair, but honestly, come back when COVID is over, because just amazingness. It's just like the beauty, the concept, everything about Lucy Steele is just everything. We stand. Oh my goodness, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to the Digital Phreak and Queer Festival, the fall edition. I had such a good time, and we have so many amazing more performers for you tomorrow. We also have so many more amazing health and wellness instructors and workshops. We have more musical acts. We have Eruption by Genderquery. We also have Moon Baby. We have people like the Paula Dean White. We have people like Eric Jaffe. And we have so many more amazing artists to showcase. And also me. I will be back tomorrow. Y'all, tell everyone that you love this festival. And please get people to view this festival. We've worked super hard on this festival. Trust and believe. Our already busy schedules. This team putting this together, Eric Jaffe, Franzia, Cow, Mike Watkins, Noalzi, Jamie, Swan Flambe. I say Eric Jaffe, right? I say Eric Jaffe. And, myself, amazing team, beautiful people inside and out. And I'm so blessed and thankful for this team. And I'm also blessed and thankful for you, for your continued support during this pandemic and for us doing digital things like this. Please donate to Venmo. Donate to us at PNQ Fest on Venmo. Please donate at PNQ Fest on Venmo. Our goal is 5K, and it will really benefit so many of these performers who have been affected by the pandemic. And for all of us, honestly, that put this work in, because we need it, all right? And we want to showcase our artistry more and more with your support. Once again, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.